This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast of Doane Tigers football is presented by Doane University. Your possibilities are endless at Doane University.
College football Saturday in southeast Nebraska as the Doane Tigers get ready for their third game of the season, looking for their first win as they welcome the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan, who enter with a record of 1-1. About 10 minutes till we get underway, but my name is Jake Bartecki. Seated to my left at our News Channel Nebraska broadcast booth is Chandler Pullman. And Chandler, you and I were here last weekend, a 49-7 loss for the Tigers. Their only touchdown, a 55-yard reception by Jeremiah Payne. From your perspective, talk about that ball game.
You know, it was a real big masterclass from Doane at all three levels. They scored on offense, they scored on defense, they scored on special teams. They made it look easy at all three levels. You know, Doane just didn't really have an answer for anything that they were doing. And you would really like to just see any life from that team this week.
Yeah, Dakota Wesleyan, they're going to come in with a tough offense as well. 331 yards per game, 236 through the air, 95 on the ground. We'll talk more about their quarterback, Austin Lee, in our top players, key players segment. But what do you know about this group historically as someone who used to play for Doane and used to play this group? What do you know about DWU?
They're a big physical group. They have real big skill positions, real big receivers. They're really going to like to throw it to them, use their size advantage, use their height advantage, real physical run game. Even though they can lean on that passing game and those weapons on the outside, they really want to run that football more than anything. 67 rushes compared to 51 passes for Dak West. They're really looking to run that ball today.
And what needs to change for Doane? Obviously, they had a couple of good pass plays, but other than that, not much going on any of the offensive side of the football. Really, in the first couple of games this season, just 170 passing yards per game, 75 rushing. I mean, that's almost half in both categories compared to their opponent today.
Yeah, a big part of that is keeping drives alive. Last week, they were 3-8 on third down, and, you know, a multiple litany of fumbles, one that resulted in a touchdown, multiple interceptions. They just need to keep drives alive by keeping the football in their hands and not giving it to the defense.
All right, it's Doane and Dakota Wesleyan from Al Papik Field at Memorial Stadium in Crete. More of the pregame coming up on NCN.
You're watching Doane Tigers football on News Channel Nebraska. The pregame show is brought to you by Ken's U-Save Pharmacy in Crete.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by U-Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Is it time for something different? Then come out to Crete Ace Hardware, where you can view our selection of Magnum e-bikes with several different models to choose from. Your ride will be a breeze. Or maybe an IMAX scooter is more your style? And you can spice up your cookout with our large inventory of grills and smokers. From classic brands like Traeger and Weber to harder to find brands like Green Egg. Let our outstanding customer service find the right fit for you. Try something different at Crete Ace Hardware, located at 1025 Main Avenue, Crete, Nebraska.
It's pretty hard to find quicker service, nicer people, or anyone who cares more when filling your prescriptions in Kin's Pharmacy in Crete. After all, the drive-thru makes your wait time minimal, and Kin and Carry are reliable pharmacists. It's so much more. Helpful advice, accurate refills, and a large selection of over-the-counter products. So don't just take my word for it. Try Kin's Pharmacy for yourself, whether it's in the drive-thru, inside, or with mail-out service, because Kin's You Save Health Mart Pharmacy to care for you. Kin's Pharmacy in Crete, caring for you and about you.
There are the Doane Tigers getting ready to take the field this afternoon against Dakota Wesleyan. And Chandler, let's take a look now at our key players for this one. The Tigers again and Dakota Wesleyan going at it tonight. Looks like we'll have up first a look at the one wide receiver that scored a touchdown last week for Doane, and that was Jeremiah Payne, a 5'10", 160-pound senior. Had that 55-yard receptions, had a nice start to the year as well, all things considered. Remember, on the first offensive play, he fumbled and made up for that with a touchdown shortly after.
Yeah, he's a very electric playmaker. He's one of those players that's, like I said last week, if he makes a mistake, he's going to make sure he makes up for that mistake. He's going to get his get back. He's going to make plays. They really got to get him the ball in open field today. He's such an electric athlete in space.
Now, Austin Lee is our key player for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. He stands at 6'1". He's a sophomore weighing in at 194 pounds. He's got a good arm, has good arm strength, 472 passing yards for his first 2 games, but 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's going to want to try and tip the scales a little bit in that respect.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking to take care of the football a little bit more. You're not going to see him on the ground too much. If you tuned into our broadcast last week, Doane does that triple option where they run the QB so much. Not too many rushes from him this year. He's more that pocket passing mold. Sit there and pick apart this defense, and Doane has a defense that's really good against those types of quarterbacks.
And today's game presenting sponsors are Doane University. Your possibilities are endless at Doane, as well as Ken's You Save Pharmacy. That's what our pregame is brought to you in part by. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Again, Doane comes into this one 0-2, 42-17 loss in week 1 and a 49-7 loss in week 2. Starting quarterback is Cruz Kerwin. It'll be Frazee Wynn, the running back. Superback is Nate Fox. The offensive line, Joseph Neal, David Garcia, Jacob Krewald, Blake Bieber, and Jason Wilson. So 4 juniors and a senior up front. Jeremiah Payne, John DeRiso led the team in receiving yards last week and is leading the team in receiving yards of the season is the sophomore DeRiso. Jeremiah Payne also going to be in there along with Joaquin Gutierrez. The kicker punter will be Kellen Meyer. On the defense for Doane, Carson Lavallee, Briggs Songster, and Owen Kuntz on the defensive line. The linebackers, they'll have 3 of them. Reese Turvin, Jarrett Boggs, and Tanner Simdorn. The corner is Jaheim Filler. The other corner is Kellen Meyer. 3 safeties for Chris Bessler and company. Hancock, Michael, and Jackson Seward. And as we mentioned, Kellen Meyer will do the kicking and the punting. For the Tigers on the opposite side for Dakota Wesleyan, a battle of Tigers this afternoon. Austin Lee, just talked about him. He'll be the starting quarterback, a sophomore. Jamon Arend will be the junior running back. The tight end, Nolan Dvorchak. John Pika is the offensive lineman. He's the only freshman up front for the Tigers this afternoon. Jaron Montgomery, he's a senior. He'll be at left guard. The center, Ethan Rojic. Parker Grotchin is also at right guard. A.J. Kortmeyer at right tackle. The wide receivers, Preston Nedved will be in the slot. The wideouts, Nelson and Holden. Jackson Patrick will do the kicking. Dakota Wesleyan defense, Ethan Engen at defensive end. The other DN, that's Ethan McCoon on the defensive line. At nose guard, Caleb Machuiski. The linebackers, Leighton Ide, Joe Van Orschled, Jaden Walton, and Grayson Hansen. The corners are Landon Rusnick and Hunter Cordell. The safeties, Adam DeYoung, Gavin Spurrell, and as I talked about, the punter is Keel Nilsson, and Jackson Patrick will do the kicking. As I'm out of breath, we're about ready to kick this one off, aren't we, Chandler?
Yes, we are. It's going to be a very excited one. Very excited to see this DAC West defense only allowing 230 yards per game over the air, 4 interceptions for that defense. They're going to see a litany of receivers, maybe even a few quarterbacks from Doane. I'm excited to see what looks they give them.
Well, Doane elected to defer, Dakota Wesleyan elected to defer, so Doane will receive here again. Kicking off for the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan is Jackson Patrick. To return here for the Tigers of Doane, Jeremiah Payne from the corner of the field gets past the 20 to the 15, and Dakota Wesleyan jumped that one, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They were all over that kickoff coverage. Not a whole lot of blocking, not any really lanes to go for JP. He tries to bounce it back up inside, but people are just waiting for him.
And now we get a look at this Doane offense, Chandler Pullman. This offense averaging 245 yards per game, 170 through the air, 75 on the ground, just 12 points per outing.
Yeah, 12 points. That's the biggest thing is you got to get points on the board. Like I was saying earlier, that comes on third down and turnover differential. They need to improve on third down and holding the ball.
Cruz Kerwin, the quarterback for Doane, draws what might have been an offsides on Dakota Wesleyan. A lot of movement on both sides of the line. We'll have to see what the call is. Officials getting together to discuss just that, and it is going to go as a false start against Doane. So the first offensive play of the afternoon is a penalty on Doane.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Decent amount of penalties last game, too. You really hate to open up a game like that, especially after last week having so many offensive faults. You want to get that motion going. You want to get people's heads in the game and early slip up.
Shotgun set again for Cruz Kerwin. The running back is Wynn. Jeremiah Payne lined up out wide on the far side of your screen. Low pass is picked out of the ground by DeRiso, but incomplete, and that'll bring up second and long.
Yeah, Adam DeJohn there, beautiful job reading that screen. Just uses his size against Jaheim Fuller to come and blow up that screen. There was really no blocking him right there. Not Jaheim, JP.
Second down and 15 coming up. Again, a penalty on Doane on the first offensive play of the ball game, a false start up front. And now Chris Bessler and company will go empty backfield here. They'll throw Cruz Kerwin, the sophomore, alone in the gun. Jeremiah Payne cuts across the middle of the field and finds some space near a first down.
Yeah, beautiful calmness in the pocket from Cruz there, recognizing where the blitz was coming, seeing his receiver get in that open pocket that blitz leaves behind, and JP just had enough open space to pick up that first.
Took a good shot at the end of the play as well.
Yeah, he's a skinnier kid, but he is very resilient, very tough. Those hits are not going to phase him.
Victor Kanishi on the tackle. 6 foot, 205 pounds, going up against a much smaller frame in 5'10", 160. Kerwin keeps it himself, gets near another first down, picks up about 7 or 8.
Beautiful read by Cruz here. Just seeing that defensive end crash down, just like it wasn't even a read option. He completely forgot his edge contain. Just taken advantage of by Cruz.
And as somebody who used to play on the defense side of the football, how hard is it to get back to your job when you lose that contain you talked about?
1 second, just 1 inch of an angle off, and these athletes at the NAIF level are able to get away from you. It's just you have to stay home. You have to play your rules so tightly.
First carry of the ball game here for Frazee Wynn. Picks up maybe a yard, if that, and it looks like it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, really no interior blocking there for Frazee to get up. really interested to see. They're bringing out their Tundra package here. This is their big man package. You see Reese Zudevern, a linebacker, Owen Kuntz, a defensive line, going onto the field right now.
We'll see what Chris Bessler decides to do here. This is a new look for Doane. Haven't seen this much in 2023, but after an 0-2 start to the year, you might think the entire playbook open this afternoon.
Yeah, they usually only use this in goal line formations, but they need 1 yard.
And at the end of the day, it goes to Frazee Wynn. He's brought down. Dakota Wesleyan says they have the stop. Meanwhile, members of the Tigers point for the first down, and it is.
Yeah, very close right there. I mean, you bring all those big men on the field, you know what's coming. It's going to be a run. Doane loves to run the ball on 3rd and short, and they bring that many bodies in. You know where it's going. You know who it's going to, and Frazee, they just couldn't stop it.
So shotgun set on 1st and 10 from the 43 for the Tigers. Kerwin pass tipped and intercepted. He was looking for John DeRiso, and the ball ends up in the hands of Dakota Wesleyan. Running it back is Grayson Hansen deep into Tiger territory. And for the second time in the last 2 games, Doane turns it over on their opening possession.
Yeah, it looked like 90 on the defense. Ethan Engine right there got his hands up. We'll see on the replay. Yep, just got that big old paw up there, tipped the ball up like it's volleyball, and beautiful job by 11 there coming up with the interception.
You know, one thing I've noticed, Chandler, is there's been a lot of rotation from Dakota Wesleyan on the defensive side. That's a 3rd-string linebacker coming in. How hard is that for Chris Bessler and his staff to keep up with?
You know, it's super hard. That means they're going to keep that defense fresh all game. That means no matter what kind of offense you're running at them, they're not going to be tired. They're going to have fresh bodies. They're going to have dudes on the sideline watching the offense, understanding what's happening, and you can't really scheme against that.
First offensive series for the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan. Jamin Arend with the first carry right there, and he picks up a couple, more than a couple as a matter of fact, makes it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, 48 rushes coming into this game through 2 games for Jamin. You know they're going to be feeding him the ball all day.
Is he somebody you played against?
I believe I did. You know, I don't want to say 100%. I don't really remember names too well.
Gotcha. Arend another carry here, and this time Doane is able to swallow him up. Jackson Seward, the first one there for the Tigers. And that'll bring up 3rd down. So we'll see if Doane can get a stop here. Looks like it'll be about 3rd and 3. And Chandler, how big of a momentum stop would this be for Doane after a turnover?
Oh, it would be huge. Anytime you turn the ball over as an offense and somehow the other team only comes away with 3 points, I mean, that's just a huge feels good for that defense, knowing that even in a short field, they can get their stop.
Shotgun set, Austin Lee. 3rd down and 3. On 3rd down this season, Dakota Wesleyan converting them around 50%. That's a pretty good clip, I would say.
Yeah, it's a pretty good clip. Anytime you're around that 50% margin, over 50% on 3rd down, you have to feel good as an OC. No, Doane really needs to attack them on 3rd down, get that ball out. Like I was saying, 3rd down is so crucial for this offense, but it's so crucial for this defense too. Last week, Dort 4 for 5. This defense could just not get off the field when they needed to.
And a penalty there, as you heard, on Dakota Wesleyan, backs them up 5 yards. So now much more difficult 3rd down coming up here for Dakota Wesleyan. And that was a delay of game, so that's charged to the quarterback, Austin Lee. 3rd and 7, got to get it to the 14. Pressure comes, and Lee's pass is incomplete. Nice job by Doane's defense up front. Did we see a flag come in after the play?
Yeah, that looked like they were throwing that at Reese Zunifer in here. You know, I didn't really like they're going to call him on a late hit. I don't really like that call for NAI. They usually give him a little bit more time before they call that, but ref wants to keep him clean today.
And that was a shot delivered by Zudevern on Austin Lee.
You know, those plays have lasting effects. He might not have gotten the sack right there, but you hitting the quarterback that hard that early instills fear in him. He knows he's going to get hit this game. He knows people are coming in fast. That is going to make him get the ball out faster.
And that gives Dakota Wesleyan the first down, so that is a huge killer, especially on a defensive possession that I thought Doane had a pretty good strategy for.
Yeah, they came out stopping that run pretty well. they know what they're going to see, on early downs. It's going to be those runs to Jamin, get them in a third down position, but unfortunate penalty.
First down and 10 to go from the 11. Snap to Lee and the handoff to Jamin Arend, charging forward. Does not get much. Doane's defensive front wins that battle.
Yeah, they win that battle, but I love the OC from Dakota Wesleyan using that shifting from the slot back to create numbers in that running game. The running game boils down to numbers. Whoever has the number advantage is usually going to win.
Our first quarter brought to you in part by John Henry's, Our Family Serving Yours. So after the interception by Cruz Kerwin, 2nd and 7, Dakota Wesleyan, inside the Doane 10, and a pass incomplete in the end zone, intended for the slot receiver Preston Nedved. Good defense over the middle by Kellen Meyer.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous throw, throwing it in the middle of the end zone. There, a lot of Doane defenders tend to sit. Beautiful placement, though, high and away from that defender, making sure no one else is getting it but his receiver. But ultimately, just beautiful defense.
So again, 3rd and 7. It was 3rd and 7 when Doane was able to get what looked like a stop before a late hit. Drew a first down, roughing the passer penalties. They got another shot to get Dakota Wesleyan off the field. 3rd and 7, the handoff to Arend. He charges forward, gets down near the first down marker. We'll have to see where they spot this. For now, it looks like he is short. And it's decision time for Coach Simple and Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing out that kicking unit. Almost got some post-traumatic flashbacks from last week with that inside run. It looked like he was about to gash him on that 3rd and long there, but way to play the sticks and keep him in front of the sticks.
Something Doane struggled with a lot last week, wasn't it, Kellen?
Yeah, that 3-3, like I said last week, it's really hard to defend the run in, but this is going to be a major test for their defense this week to see if they've rectified things. Dak West is coming to this game with 2.8 per attempt on the ground, which isn't great. But 67 rushes, even if it's not going great, they're still going to run the ball. They are going to do that first and foremost.
And the kick is up. It is no good. 4th and 2, and Dakota Wesleyan wants to take the points, and they don't get any, so that brings this Doane offense back out on the field. How does Cruz Kerwin flush that INT? Did you hear me there, Chandler? We have a problem in our headset?
No, we must be having a problem in our headset. I'm sorry.
So Cruz Kerwin, INT on his first possession, 2nd game in a row that Doane has turned it over on their opening possession. How do they fix that?
Run the ball, honestly. Keep it in the hands of Frazee. Don't do anything dangerous right now. Just throw it to your athletes when they're in space. Don't try to throw any 50-50 balls. Don't throw anything over the middle right now. Make this drive start on the ground.
So Frazee Wynn gets another carry on first down. Not much there.
Early on from Dakota Wesleyan, we're seeing multiple fronts. They've kind of lined up in a 3-3. They've lined up in a 3-4, sending different kinds of pressures. It's really hard to account for blocking schemes as a line when the front is constantly changing. You have to constantly think about who you're supposed to block.
Shotgun set. Kerwin hands off to Frazee Wynn. And Wynn brought down again behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that edge really blown up right there. You see Nate Fox trying to recover and just get that defender out of the area, but he already blew up that edge. It made Frazee have to hesitate, cut back, and by then that defense is already there.
Chandler, I'm really surprised after how much Doane struggled to run the ball off tackle last week that they don't try and just charge it up the middle when they're using Frazee Wynn.
Yeah, 100%. You would love to see that, especially when Wesleyan gets into more of a 3-3 look. Going to be more difficult in this 2-4 kind of 5 they're in right now.
Kerwin's going to air it out here, incomplete. Well covered downfield by Vincente Zapata. Pass intended for Jeremiah Payne, and Doane goes 3 and out after getting a gift of the missed field goal.
Yeah, very tough 3 and out here. it doesn't look like anything's really getting open for them early. You know, after 2 weeks of seeing things that hasn't worked from this offense, you would love to see them start reaching into that playbook, developing new looks that these defense just hasn't seen before. You know, give them something new to think about to get this offense going.
Kellen Meyer to punt, Landon Rusick to return. End over end kick. And Rusick brought down just shy of midfield. Nice job, all things considered, by the Doane special teams unit there. Doesn't allow much on the return.
Yeah, that was beautiful punt coverage. That's what they preach as the Gunners is get to that punt returner fast. Don't let him get outside of you and wrap up those legs. And beautiful job. He didn't get away from 37 right there.
Goes as a 4-yard return as Dakota Wesleyan starts just on their side of the field, just shy of midfield. Today's game brought to you in part by City Bank and Trust in Crete, member FDIC. So first down and 10 to go for Dakota Wesleyan, 7:34 to play. First quarter. This is their second drive of the ball game, and Arend is swung out of bounds right underneath us here. Nice job, Chandler. Good defense, good play by Jackson Seward.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Textbook just run defense by Doane there. Those middle linebackers and D-line really clogging that inside, forcing Jamin to bounce outside, and that dog safety, as we call them at Doane, those overhang safeties just waiting for there on the outside.
So second down and 11 yards to go. 48-yard line, 1 yard loss after the Seward tackle on first down. Flip in the flat to Arend, and he's able to pick up maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, you want to see better gang tackling from Doane here. You know, last week that yards after contact, the missed tackles, those numbers really tallied up towards the end of the game, and you could see it wearing on the defense. Early on, it hasn't looked too bad, but you know, you could start to see him slipping the first tackle a little bit, really trudging for an extra 2-3 yards at contact.
Third down and 4 to go. Big chance for Doane to get a third down stop here. Dakota Wesleyan 1 for 2 on third down on their initial drive. This is the shortest they'll have to convert. Throw over the middle, well covered by Doane. Nice tackle over the middle, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
That was beautiful screen coverage right there from those Doane linebackers. Those Doane linebackers are preached to read screens. Their first read is take a step down, read running back, eyes out to receivers, then eyes back to see if the screen is kind of going anywhere, and that screen wasn't going anywhere. 37 all over that.
Yeah, Tanner Simdorn with the tackle there, 6'1", 185-pounder out of Danaborg, Nebraska, a Centura High School graduate, gets Dakota Wesleyan into punting form here as JP stands back for Doane. Payne waves the fair catch, and this could be a very good punt, and it is down inside the 1.
You can't ask for a better punt. That rolled down to the 1 and started rolling right at the 1. I mean, it does not get more picture perfect than that. JP not initially seeing the ball on the punt return, it looked like he ended up just waving it off, but you really preach getting under the ball if that ball is not traveling over the 10-yard line when fielding punts.
First down and 10 to go now for Doane. This is already Doane's third possession of the ball game. Go back to the Nebraska-Minnesota game. Nebraska had 3 possessions in the entire first half. Doane's got 3 in the first 10 minutes of the first quarter.
Well, you love to see the number of possessions from Doane, but you don't like to see the reason why they have this high number of possessions. Oh, and there's the speed from Graff on the outside.
Tristan Graff. Could he take it the distance? Not quite. But Doane will take that just the same, pinned inside their own 1, and Tristan Graff runs it for 70+.
Yeah, this is the real dangerous thing about playing defense at the opponent's goal line is that everyone's kind of crowded towards the center. They're thinking that ball's going to go up the middle, just trying to get an inch of yards to work with. Everyone crowds in, people lose their contain, and then explosive athletes like Graff get to the outside and almost take it the distance.
68-yard carry for Graff sets up Doane first and 10 at the 33 of Dakota Wesleyan. And not much there on that run by Frazee Wynn. Today's game is brought to you in part by Fisher's Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Crete. Fisher Beer, Wine, and Spirits. It's all you need to know. So, second down. Kerwin throws. Gutierrez off his back foot, had to turn around and snap his head back towards the ball. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, they're running that ever so popular speed route that they ran multiple times last game. 21, the corner actually gets tripped up. You would love to see that ball put in the chest or put out in front of Gutierrez to lead him upfield.
Third down and 7, coming up on 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Doane on third down, looking for their first conversion. Won't happen here. Pass intended over the middle for Gutierrez again, and a nice defensive breakup by Hunter Cordell.
Yeah, they're just trying to get the ball out to their weapons right now. They're having a lot of problems targeting these receivers early. That ball actually put in a beautiful spot for Gutierrez, but goes through his hands off beautiful defense by 21 there.
So Kellen Meyer on to attempt the field goal here of 47 yards. Not much wind to talk about, 82 degrees, beautiful day. Kick is on its way. It is up, and it is no good. Pushed it wide left, and we still remain scoreless here at Al Papik Field. We'll pause for 30 seconds on NCN.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Dakota Wesleyan back on the field for their third offensive possession of the ball game, and Jaman Arind around the outside. Some chunk yardage.
Yeah, that slot receiver getting that outside leverage on the dog back. He's not able to keep his contain. Arind just gets around the outside just way too easily.
Pick up a 5, and it brings up second down and 5 to go.
Now, I'd love to see more pressure from the Doane defense. You know, earlier they got that roughing the passing call, but you really saw him get in the face and pressure that quarterback, make him think about it. You want to see more pressure, keep making him guess.
3 minutes and 14 seconds to play. The first half, shotgun set. Lee dumps it off in the flat. Doane is all over it.
I mean, absolute feat of strength from Marcus Randazzo out here, the dog safety towards the sideline. Zero has like about almost a foot and 40 pounds on him, but Marcus just bullies him back into the flat route. That was something that really got them last week against Dort, was those passes to the flats. Beautiful defense right there for Marcus Randazzo.
Preston Nedved on the reception. But again, third down. A lot of third downs, a lot of possessions for either side here in the first quarter. 3rd and 7. Wesleyan's got to get it just past the 30. Lee over the middle, pass is caught. Kreger Clark, the tight end, makes the catch.
Doane in their dime defense, as they like to call it. They like to bring in that extra defensive back, take a linebacker out, and put a defensive lineman on the field. Unfortunately, they didn't have any twists or stunts to fool the offensive line right there. The offensive line picked up that protection beautifully. And with only 2 people in the middle of the field, if you spread those 2 out, that middle of the field is wide open, just like it was right there.
Inside 2 minutes to play, first quarter. Hand off right side for Arind.
You love to see the ball carrier vision from Arind here. It didn't look like there was too much of a hole to go through, but he just trusts the play, powers through the gap he's supposed to go through, and picks up a good amount of gain.
8 carries for 33 yards for Jamin Arind. And Chandler, are you happy with that number, given how you struggled stopping the run game in the first couple of games of the year?
Honestly, it is a big step up from what they have been doing. Of course, those aren't beautiful numbers. They aren't bad numbers, but they are a lot better than what they've been the next 2 weeks, and it's something to work with.
Over the right side. And that one is complete to Wyatt Venden Top.
You love to see the quarterback here, Austin Lee, using his receiver's size advantage. A lot of members of this Doane secondary, undersized compared to the skill group of Dak West, and he is just throwing the ball up and away, making sure that no one but his receiver can get the ball.
Half a minute to play, first quarter. Dakota Wesleyan out in the pistol with 2 wide receivers, but 2 tight ends. Arend swallowed up.
Beautiful defense by Doane. You see the play break down towards the outside. Arend tries to use his cut back lane, but that back lane was filled with about 4 Doane defenders right there. Nowhere for him to go.
So that is going to be the final play of the first quarter. And we are scoreless after 1 here in Crete. We'll step aside. You're watching Doane football on News Channel Nebraska.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey Fill Up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Welcome back as we flip sides here for the second quarter. Chandler, I see you eyeing down the first half stats. What stands out to you? What catches your eye from the first 15 minutes?
Honestly, a lot of back and forth. These two team stat sheets are very similar. What pops out to me right now is almost double the amount of possession time for Dak West. Even if this game is scoreless, that double in possession time is really going to wear on this Doane defense.
Austin Lee completes a Keel Nelson, the redshirt senior out of Mitchell, South Dakota. It's 8 yards, and that'll set up an easy 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, that is a real big boy. Anytime you got a 6'3", 211 receiver, you really got to get him the football, especially against an undersized Doane secondary.
Check that. It is 3rd down and 2 yards to go here for Dakota Wesleyan from the 34 of the Tigers. 3 for 4 on 3rd down today is Dak West. They send a man in motion. That's Nelson, who made the catch on the last play. And Aaron gets a carry up the middle. He might not have gotten it, Chandler. That was the good play again by Tanner Simdorn, the first one there, also in on the stop, Jarrett Boggs.
Yeah, he's having a beautiful game early here. That Dak West OC, again, trying to create numbers in the run game, using that motion to get zero out into the flats, bring that dog safety out, leave less people near the box, but it doesn't even matter. Doane just pinches that line, says your linemen aren't better than mine, and it holds up true right there.
So what do you think about this decision by Dakota Wesleyan to go for it? Maybe now they're thinking better of it, but what would you have thought if they do go for it, or if they were going to go for it?
You know, I actually do like this decision to go for it if they decide to do it after the timeout here. You're looking at around a 50-yard field goal. This is that real difficult no man's land in NAIA where it's, is my kicker good enough to hit above 45, or do I go for it? And in longer down and distances, it's really hard to make that decision. But when it's about a 50-yard field goal and you're only at 4th and 1, I'm going for it.
All right, we'll step aside on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Well, a question is answered as Dakota Wesleyan is going to go for it here on 4th and 1 from the 33 of Doane. And the Tigers in black, that is, getting ready to stack the box here to get Dakota Wesleyan off the field. And we have a whistle, and it looks like a false start.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of movement from that Dak West line. Just super anxious to pick up this couple of feet they need to pick up this first down. And too antsy.
There's the movement up front. It's the second time we've had a false start that really could have gone either way. And this time it goes the way of Dakota Wesleyan. Both of them have been false starts, but there's been movement on both sides of the line of scrimmage on each one.
Yeah, these OCs should definitely keep that in mind. These defenses are being very jumpy, but then again, so are their offenses. If they could just get their teams to settle down, focus in on that snap count, they could probably get the defense a few times.
And now we see the punting unit on the field for Dakota Wesleyan as Keel Nelson kicks it away. Jeremiah Payne signals with a fair catch around the 8 or 9 yard line. Today's game is brought to you in part by Ken's USAE Pharmacy right down the road here in Crete. So no score, 13:27 to play, first half. He's Chandler Pullman. I'm Jake Bartecki. College football Saturday in southeast Nebraska. Can't beat it, 82 degrees, not a cloud in the sky.
No, it's a beautiful day, you know. No better weather to play football in other than snow, in my opinion. If you've played football in a snow game, you know there is nothing else like that feeling. But
snow game? You're a big snow game guy.
I am. I'm a big snow guy in general.
Big snow guy in general. Handoff up the middle for Tristan Graff to start this drive for Doane. Last drive was empty for the Tigers as Kellen Meyer pulled a 47-yard field goal wide to the left, but Tristan Graff, how about a 68-yard run from his own goal line?
Yeah, that was beautiful stuff. Just showcasing his athleticism and his vision to get outside, realize there's nothing in the center, and just take it up the field.
Another carry for Graff here. Gets hit hard out of bounds.
Good use of the stiff arm there to give him an extra few yards. That's going to bring him really close to that marker. You know, when you see players getting near that marker, you really want to see him do anything to fight for yards. I really dislike seeing players step out of bounds, especially near that yard marker. You just want to see a spin, put your shoulder down, stiff arm out, anything to secure that first down.
They'll go empty backfield here. Cruz Kerwin. Pass complete. Gutierrez in some space. Tabletopped past the 45, and it's a pickup of 26.
Gutierrez was the read that entire time. You see Cruz just staring him down once that ball was snapped. Using that 3 receiver side and 5 wide to really space out the defense and hit the quick slant. That is just picture perfect definition of get your athletes in space, and you see what happens there.
Shotgun set. Kerwin chased out of the pocket, and he'll just run out of bounds. Grayson Hansen, already an interception to his name today. Gets the stop there on first down, brings up second.
Yeah, I like the decision from him to keep it there running. You see him almost look to throw down, but when you're running out to your left, throwing off kilter like that, that ball could come out in any way, and you don't want to make an error right now when it's still 0-0.
Today's game brought to you in part by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet in Lincoln. John DeRiso lunging for it, makes a catch of a couple yards. He had a nice game last week, 56 receiving yards on 4 catches. Was the main target, led the team in targets of Cruz Kerwin.
Yeah, Cruz really likes DeRiso, and I mean, it's hard not to. Big, athletic receiver, not afraid to go up for it over the middle, good in space. You know, we're seeing a little accuracy and consistencies from Cruz here early. You have to wonder why that is. He's usually a little bit better in that short to intermediate game.
Kerwin downfield, Gutierrez again. Inside the 25, the post route works out, and Doane gets down near the red zone.
This is kind of like that shot to Gutierrez last week where for some reason there's just no one covering him down the field. That is 2 times now we've seen that ball just be so wide open to Gutierrez. You want to see him reach in the playbook and use that again later.
And another carry here out of the backfield. First carry of the game for Ethan McCoon. Not much there. Ethan McCoon, how about that? Listed as a defensive lineman, 6'1", 240, but gets a carry right there.
Versatile.
Yeah.
Play all over the field.
9:40 remaining first half. Still looking for our first points, and the Doane Tigers driving here. Again, looking for Gutierrez, this time well covered. Vincente Zapata on the coverage, the junior out of Los Angeles.
Absolutely textbook coverage on that out route there by that corner. You see Gutierrez break down, break outside. Cruz is staring him down that whole time. Beautiful eyes by the corner there to step in front of the path of the football. Really make that a more difficult catch.
3rd and long for the Tigers. It's 3rd and 13. They are 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Kerwin will drop back. Looking for Gutierrez and some sort of miscommunication there. That one way off, and it brings up 4th down and 13. So now it's decision time. Chandler, your kicker's missed already from 47. Looks like Kellen Meyer trots out onto the field here, but you missed from 47. Dakota Wesleyan's offense has not proven much. Is there any scenario here where you think about going for this?
Definitely not. It's still a 0-0 ball game. You don't, even though your defense has been playing well, you don't want to give the DAC that good a field position just that easily. You know, if you're close to the sticks, you think about it, but around 4th, 14, 4th and 13, you trust your kicker enough.
Kick is on its way, and this time Kellen Meyer converts, and with 9:21 to play in the first half, we hear the first cannon fire at Al Papik Field as Doane leads it 3-0. Kellen Meyer converts. We'll step aside on NCN.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Kellen Meyer converts on a 44-yard field goal to cap off a 10-play, 64-yard drive in 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Stick around for our halftime. We'll have halftime highlights and analysis, all brought to you in part by your local Crete Ace Hardware. He's Chandler Pullman. I am Jake Bartecki as we get underway after Doane opens the scoring. Return from a couple yards deep. And getting it just to the outside edge before running out of bounds is Keel Nelson. And Doane, another nice job protecting and defending on special teams. They hold a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, good discipline on that kickoff coverage. You saw him slip a few tackles early. It's real easy to lose your contain and forget about your lane job on kickoff when someone's breaking tackles in that middle, kind of stumbling around. But he tries to bounce it out. Everyone stayed true to their lane, and beautiful coverage.
So that will put Dakota Wesleyan first down and 10 to go from what looks like their own 16-yard line. And this Dakota Wesleyan offense to start the ball game, just 59 total yards, 24 through the air, 75 through the ground, and this one nearly intercepted off the hands of the intended target over the middle, as Lee was again looking for Nedved out of the slot, and Doane had two safeties right underneath it.
Yeah, right over the middle of the field, they're trying to throw that dig where teams have been attacking Doane all year, but that quarterback is staring that dig down the entire time, and you could see Boggs and Zudevern ready for it. Zudevern going to be slapping himself for not catching that interception at this point in the field, but beautiful defense.
Shotgun set here after the near interception on first down. Second down and 10 to go. Lee over the middle. This time he finds his man complete. Adam DeYoung on the reception, or check that, that was Cole Holden on the reception.
Yeah, Cole Holden, one of their leading receivers in terms of targets and receptions this season. They see him one-on-one on a slant on the outside, using that RPO to drag those linebackers and dog safeties inside, make them think it's a run. Beautiful slant route by Holden there.
First down and 10 to go, 8:41 remaining. To the sidelines again, looking for Holden. This time it bounces off his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, trying to catch Doane slipping with another RPO. This time Jaw ready for it. Squeezes on that out route. The hardest thing to do is catch that speed out when that corner's squeezing on you. You almost have no room to work on the sideline, and Jaw gets his hand in on that ball, forces it out.
8 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first half. If you're just joining us, Kellen Meyer, a 44-yard field goal has Doane the 3-0 advantage. Lee over the middle, open in space, hits his tight end.
Yeah, Doane trying to create a lot of pressure there, blitzing some people, dropping some people back. Unfortunately, they blitz one of the outside linebackers, causing that middle linebacker to have to cover that space left over by that blitzing outside linebacker. And unfortunately, that space that the middle linebacker left behind was right in the space they're trying to throw to.
Nolan Dvorak on the reception. Nice pitch and catch by Austin Lee and Dvorak as Dakota Wesleyan pushes down inside the 50-yard line and into Doane territory. Austin Lee 7 for 10, 67 passing yards to start the ball game. Today's game is brought to you in part by Citibank and Trust, member FDIC. Visit your local Citibank and Trust right here in Crete.
You love to see Doane defending the run this week. You know, last 2 weeks they really couldn't do anything, but today they are actually putting the Stack West offense in long sticks, in third and longs, in second and longs, forcing them to go away from the run that they love to do so much.
Lee hits Dvorak again, second completion in his direction. And that'll bring up third down. And Dakota Wesleyan today, just 1 for 4 on third down, and the third down they picked up was a 3rd and 7. So it was a lengthy third down. But all things considered, Doane's done a nice job getting them off the field.
Yeah, they've definitely stepped up from last week and the week before. They're starting to settle into what you know is that usual Doane defense that's just plays so well.
Lee to throw. Off the hands of the intended target over the middle. He was looking for Feuerbach. The pass falls incomplete, and it brings up fourth down.
Again, Doane drawing up more pressure, getting in the face of Lee there, forcing that ball to come out a little bit early and a little bit low. You could tell that wasn't the exact time he was trying to throw that ball, but it still hit his receiver in the hands, and on a third down, you have to hold on to that ball.
So 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half as Jeremiah Payne is back deep to return. Keel Nelson, who's had a heavy workload already today, kind of this team's Kellen Meyer, gets ready to kick it away as Payne calls for the fair catch down inside the 10. Looks like it marked down around the 7-yard line. That's where Doane will start, 1st and 10. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Fisher's Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Crete. Fisher's Beer, Wine, and Spirits, it's all you need to know. 6:30 remaining, and Doane pinned deep. But Chandler, the last time Doane was pinned inside their own 5, they broke a 68-yard run play.
Yeah, you could see that Dak was really not trying to let that happen. They used one of their wide edge rushers, number 5 there, in a wide 9 technique, really playing that outside run. They know that's where their athletes thrive the best in their running game, getting them off tackle, getting them to the outside, getting them in space. They want to force it in between the tackles and into their big D linemen.
2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup by Frazee Wynn. 7 carries for 9 yards for Frazee, so he has not gotten his game going to the point he would like. But here he is running for a 1st down across the 25 to the 27.
Yeah, been real unfortunate carrying for Frazee so far. You know, they've been reaching him, but as he gets to the line of scrimmage, a yard after he gets to the line of scrimmage. But he's just a back you need to create one crease for. He's such a nice back to scheme around because you know he can torch an entire defense with one cut, making them just all miss to one direction and then beating them with an acceleration back the other way. You have to scheme him. You have to scheme around him and scheme him open.
Win again. And maybe a yard or just at least enough to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And don't try to use some pullers there, but those pullers just got blown up. Really nowhere for Frazee to go. Looks like Doane's getting back in their 5 wide personnel here on 2nd and long.
2nd and 9, the ball is at the 26.
Second and 9, Kerwin alone in the backfield. 5-step drop over the middle, complete.
Beautiful job by Dixon over here. Beautiful job by Cruz. He's got just deep routes clearing out that secondary all over the right side. J-Bog coming in on an underneath, sort of as that check down route, just in case none of those deep ones get open. Those deep routes clear out that entire secondary, and J-Bog wins his one-on-one. Easy for Sam.
J-Bog Garcia on the reception. Handoff up the middle, Frazee Wynn, not going to get much. The ball pops out. I think he'll be whistled down, but just in case, Cruz Kerwin right there to scoop it back up.
Dak just making Doane do what they want them to do, run between the tackles. Again, right there, they're ready for it. You know, big old number 90, big 40, big 25 up in the middle. Those are some hard dudes to move up front, even when they're in those smaller, you know, more spread out Y9 packages. They're inviting them to run at them. They want Doane to run at them.
3:30 remaining in the half. Snap back. Kerwin throws it to nobody. Jeremiah Payne was way up high. Pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, beautiful outside pressure there from Dak. Picked up decently well, but you know, that 5th rusher gets to the running back, a rusher one-on-one with the running back's kind of scary for a quarterback to see, and Cruz just has to get that ball out.
So it brings up 3rd down and 7. Doane has 197 yards of offense, Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. You love to see it. You know, they're in this game right now. They're winning this game. First time they've been actually up in a game all season. And it's just got to be a feel-good confidence moment for this offense, you know, just to get your feet moving, get some points up on the board first. Makes you just feel a whole lot more sound and confident as an offense.
That pass is incomplete, so Doane turns it over, at least to a punting unit, turns it over to the punting unit. They are now 2 of 6 on third down.
Yeah, but broken play right there. 2 receivers running in kind of the same area. Neither of them knew if the ball was coming to them or not.
High snap, kick is away. Hauled in by Rusick, and he's brought down after getting it past the 25. 3:09 to play in the first half, and you got to think this is somewhat of a 2-minute drill for Dakota Wesleyan on offense here, because Doane has the ball to start the second half. A touchdown or a field goal kind of puts that momentum chance out of the equation if Doane isn't able to score on that drive.
Yeah, Dak definitely feels that they need points here. But if I'm that OC, I'm a little bit careful. You don't want to give the ball too quick back to Doane. You know, it's not like Doane has been too electric on offense, but anytime you're giving him another chance to score is a bad one. I really want to see him get down to the opposite side of the 50 fast and then train clock from there.
Pass over the middle, incomplete. Nelson, the intended target for Austin Lee. So second down and 10 coming up, 3:05 remaining in the half.
Yeah, been a very tight-knit game here, very back-and-forth slugfest. I think what's really going to come down to this game is who wins third down and who wins that turnover battle.
We shall see. Handoff here. Arend is swallowed up. Nice play by Doane up front. First man there, Jared Smith, the only man there, and it's a tackle for loss.
Yeah, they send Jared Smith off that edge right there, and he's not accounted for in that run scheme. You know, they're going to the right. They're not accounting for the edge. Him already in that blitz, sprinting off him gives him so much acceleration over that running back getting to the ball that if that running back has to even take a step to think about what hole he's hitting, that linebacker's already there tackling him in the backfield.
Third down and 11 to go, 2:31 to play in the half. 1 for 5 on third down today are the Tigers of Dak West. Here's a shot downfield, incomplete. Dangerous throw, but it was well covered. Jackson Seward has had a great day in the secondary for Doane. Pass falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Yeah, that was a beautiful job recovering by Jackson Seward. You actually love to see the route there from Nedved. He gives him an outside look and turns it up quick into a seam, forces Jackson Seward off that outside kind of coverage. And a beautiful ball by Tanner Lee to throw it inside, leaning away from Seward, but Seward's recovery was just too good on that route.
Punt coming here from Neal. Jeremiah Payne off the field here as it's Joaquin Gutierrez to return as this one goes out of bounds. So now the 2-minute drill invoked for Chris Bessler.
Yeah, really worst case scenario, 2-minute for Dak there. You want to score and you don't want to give them time to score, and they didn't do either. You know, if you're Dixon and Bessler here, you're preaching score any points, field goal or touchdown, whether or not. Just don't give this ball back to Dak West.
3-0, Doane with the lead. Kellen Meyer last season had a game 1 where all the points came virtue of his leg. That was the home opener against Concordia. You were a part of that one.
Yes, I was. Very beautiful game from Kellen. You know, they are comfortable just letting him be this offense. Once they get towards the 40, they're going to start trying things. You know, doing more creative stuff inside that 40 because they know if they get to fourth down, they have a dependable kicker.
That was a pickup of a couple by Frazee Wynn. Man in motion from right to left for Doane. Kerwin evades one sack and then gets swung out of bounds, and there's the flag. Doane was calling for it. Cody Winslow violently swung Cruz Kerwin to the sideline. That'll be a late hit.
Yeah, you can't do that as a defense, especially when they have the ball at midfield. I mean, and I was actually going to point out that Cruz should have thrown that away because he wasn't really even going to get back to the line, but ends up being a good decision due to the aggression of the DAC West defense. Those are just those small things that really shoot yourself in the foot as a defense. You know, you've already won the play. You've gotten the coverage sack. You're forcing him to get out of bounds. There's no reason to compile and just make a win of a play into a mistake of a play.
And an extra 15 yards. And that's the most valuable part of that for Doane, obviously with Cruz Kerwin being okay in addition to that. But how about this, Chandler? An empty set out of the backfield.
Yeah, that empty set has been working for them early on. You know, definitely not surprising to stick with it. They're seeing that they need to lean into this passing game. The receivers are outmatching this DAC West secondary better than they thought their run game was going to. You'd love to see them keep in these spread formations until it stops working.
And it worked again right there. Joaquin Gutierrez with another reception. He has had a nice start to this ball game. That is his third catch. He's now got 65 receiving yards, averaging 22 yards per reception.
This is something this Doane offenses really need, is getting the receivers balls, you know, giving Cruz more confidence, giving these receivers more confidence in their quarterback. You're going to see more balls just gone up and grabbed, more balls dove for, outstretched for, just more effort from these receivers overall.
Jeremiah Payne on the reception in the flat, and Doane moves a little closer to the end zone. Again, Dakota Wesleyan has the ball to start the second half. 1:05 remaining in the first half. Kerwin pump fakes and fires to the sideline. Nobody home.
Good job by Kerwin getting that ball out of bounds. You know, it kind of looks like he was intending a receiver, but that ball is either toe tapped by the receiver or caught by nobody. You love to see him extend the play and extend the drive by not forcing an errant throw.
What do you draw up here if you're Chris Bessler?
I'm drawing up something to the wide side. Honestly, I am. They've been attacking that short side of the field with speed outs, slants. I'm causing misdirection towards my right, and I'm picking a one-on-one towards the left.
We'll see what they do. Here's Kerwin. He hands off to Frazee Wynn, who breaks a tackle and fumbles the football. Doane is able to hop back on top of it. And it's recovered in the offensive line. Couldn't tell who that was that jumped on top of it for Doane. It was recovered by Jason Wilson, 67 in black, who makes the recovery.
That's why you preach gang tackling as a defense in scenarios like that where the ball comes out. When you're gang tackling, there's so many people near the ball, it's easy for a defense to fall on it. Frazee really gets tackled by one guy, ball comes out, there's no defenders around to notice that it's on the ground. And good heads-up play by the offensive line to dive on it before they could.
And I like that timeout called by Chris Bessler. Just take some time to resettle, almost.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that play right there is scary, causing a fumble, and the clock's going because it was a run. You know, stop that clock, reinstill calmness in that offense, draw up a play to at least either get this first down or the touchdown. You know, first down shot and a touchdown shot are really going to be called on the same plays in this area of the field because it is 3rd and 10 at about the 18. Anything you're going for a first down is most likely going into the end zone as well.
Could be the biggest play of the game thus far for Doane. 3rd down and 10 from the 17-yard line of Dakota Wesleyan. Doane 2 for 6 on 3rd down this afternoon. 3 wide receivers left. Frazee Wynn, the running back. Kerwin sets and throws, hits Wynn on a wheel route, and Wynn will wheel his way into the end zone.
Beautiful play call here by the OC. Lines his receivers up in trips. They've been throwing to that more trip side, less to that single receiver side. That defense is more clued in because of that, especially with JP on an under route towards the receiver side, gets Frazee in a one-on-one. with a safety. And I mean, Frazee in a one-on-one with a safety is a mismatch you want every single day of the week.
And that is the first touchdown, receiving or rushing, of the season for Frazee Wynn. Most importantly, Doane has stretched this to a 2-score game as Kellen Meyer adds the PAT to make it 10-0. Frazee Wynn, a receiving touchdown of 17 yards, caps off a 90-second, 7-play, 57-yard scoring drive. Doane leads it 10-0 with just under a minute to play first half.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
Kellen Meyer's kick goes through the end zone for a touchback with 42 seconds remaining. Chandler, a 7-play, 57-yard, 91-second drive, and a 17-yard touchdown reception by Frazee Wynn. Now Doane's got to make sure they keep Dakota Wesleyan off the scoreboard and protect this 2-score lead heading into the half.
Yeah, you're really playing the out-of-bounds markers and just the sticks in general. Don't let them get stuff short. Keep them in bounds. You know, that's fine. If they want to do little dump-offs, little under routes, allow them to. That's not going to get them any points right now.
Shotgun set for Austin Lee. Handoff up the middle, and Aaron doesn't get much.
Yeah, first down running play here, and no timeout yet from the Stack West offense. You have to think they're just going into the half right now.
And that is because the Tigers of DWU do have the football to start the second half. They won the toss and elected to defer. Doane was driving on their first drive of the game as a result of that and had an interception. Cruz Kerwin throwing one over the middle that got picked off by Grayson Hansen. And that will indeed be the final play of the first half. Couple of quick thoughts, Chandler Pullman.
Seeing life from Doane defensively and offensively is just, you know, you love to see it. You knew this was going to be a tough game for them coming in with Dax West rushing attack and their inability to stop the run. But you just see life here from Doane that you haven't seen these past 2 weeks. They're really fighting for this game.
All righty, we'll step aside. The halftime show brought to you in part by Crete Ace Hardware is next. We'll have some analysis, keys to the second half, as well as a look at the halftime highlights. 10-0 Doane after the first half.
You're watching Doane Tigers football on News Channel Nebraska. The halftime show is brought to you by the helpful folks at Crete Ace Hardware.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
From the moment something didn't feel quite right, to that ambulance arriving at your door, from the immediate diagnosis, to the surgery that followed, to the long list of lifestyle changes and that family gathering that everyone always talked about but for whatever reason kept getting postponed, to the moment you sat back and realized how grateful you are for everything you have. We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It's pretty hard to find quicker service, nicer people, or anyone who cares more when filling your prescriptions in Ken's Pharmacy in Crete. After all, the drive-thru makes your wait time minimal, and Ken and Carrie are reliable pharmacists. It's so much more. Helpful advice, accurate refills, and a large selection of over-the-counter products. So don't just take my word for it. Try Ken's Pharmacy for yourself, whether it's in the drive-thru, inside, or with mail-out service. Trust Ken's You Save Health Mart Pharmacy to care for you. Ken's Pharmacy in Crete, caring for you and about you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you gotta check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it.
At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Driving by on the highway, you'd never guess what this store holds. When you walk in, rest assured this small-town vet supply store has big city selection. There's a good chance if what you're looking for isn't in the back, they can order it for you. Luckily, you'll get the small-town friendly service and knowledgeable sales staff every step of the way. From vaccine help to renting a tux for your son's wedding. See the staff at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Valley Vet Supply.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Well, it is a 10-0 Doane Tiger lead as we take a look at our halftime highlights from the first half, brought to you in part by Crete Ace Hardware. Again, Doane 0-2 coming into this ball game, and here we are early in the first. Cruz Kerwin with an interception, second time in as many games Doane turns the ball over on their opening possession. Interception run back for a good bit of yardage was made by Grayson Hansen. And then after that, Doane would start deep in their own territory. Tristan Graff would solve that problem. 65 yards on the ground, got Doane out of the hole. Doane would miss a field goal on that possession. Cruz Kerwin here hits Gutierrez over the middle. Gutierrez would get 30-plus on this reception. Takes a big hit. He pays for those yards, but he gets a good gain. Kellen Meyer gets the scoring started. Missed from 47 earlier. Converts from 44 right there. Then after that, here is Austin Lee dropping back to throw. Fires over the middle. Complete, and he's able to hit his man, Nolan Dvorak, the tight end. He leads Dakota Wesleyan in receiving yards. Here's Lee again. He fires deep down the field. Pass broken up by Jackson Seward. He had 3 PBUs in the first half. Here's the only touchdown so far today. Oh, check that. That's not quite the touchdown. Similar play dumped off in the flat for Jeremiah Payne. But this is indeed the touchdown. Frazee win. Same play, but it's the running back instead of the receiver who cashes in from 17 yards out. And it's a 10-0 Doane Tiger lead at half. We'll bring Chandler Pullman back in. You saw those highlights. What did Doane do well? What did they struggle with in that first half?
I would say what they struggled with most was spreading the ball out among their receivers. You know, they started on those highlights you saw, get them involved. But you'd like to see a lot more of that spread out among the second half. What they're doing right is running the football. You know, we know Doane as a run-first team. They love to get that ground game going, something they haven't been able to do those last 2 weeks. But as you see today, they start using that ground game, start picking up yards, and it's opened up everything else with this offense.
All righty, we'll step aside. 10-0 Doane in front of Dakota Wesleyan and a battle of the Tigers in Crete.
Is it time for something different?
Then come out to Crete Ace Hardware, where you can view our selection of Magnum e-bikes with several different models to choose from. Your ride will be a breeze. Or maybe an IMAX scooter is more your style? And you can spice up your cookout with our large inventory of grills and smokers. From classic brands like Traeger and Weber to harder to find brands like Green Egg. Let our outstanding customer service find the right fit for you. Try something different at Crete Ace Hardware, located at 1025 Main Avenue, Crete, Nebraska.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech Program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech Program and become part of the Landmark difference.
Some jobs are hard work, long hours, busy days, late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said...
It wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to NebraskaOrtho.com. That's NebraskaOrtho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Is it time for something different? Then come out to Crete Ace Hardware, where you can view our selection of Magnum e-bikes with several different models to choose from. Your ride will be a breeze. Or maybe an IMAX scooter is more your style? And you can spice up your cookout with our large inventory of grills and smokers. From classic brands like Traeger and Weber to harder to find brands like Green Egg. Let our outstanding customer service find the right fit for you. Try something different at Crete Ace Hardware, located at 1025 Main Avenue, Crete, Nebraska.
There you see Dakota Wesleyan and Doane on the opposite side of the field taking their halftime warm-ups. Just under 2 minutes till we get back underway here from Al Papik Field. Let's dive into some of those first half stats we saw from both sides, really. I mean, Chandler, I thought neither team has played great, but it's Doane who's up 10-0, and just a lot of mistakes on both sides, especially penalties.
Yeah, penalties definitely compounding early in this first half. But, you know, I think the thing keeping the Doane Tigers up most right now is their first down count. You know, they got 12 first downs, accounted to Dak West's 5. You know, you're not picking up first downs. You're definitely not marching down the field. You're not scoring.
That's a 70-yard difference, those 12 first downs to 5. Couple other stats that catch my eye: 131 passing yards for Cruz Kerwin to Austin Lee's just 71. Cruz right now 8 for 18 with a pick. Lee 8 of 14. And Kerwin does have a touchdown pass as well.
Yeah, also something that I expect to rise during the second half is the sack total for each team. We've seen pressure get displayed in the first half, like evidently, I mean, all half. Cruz getting flushed out of the pocket, Lee getting flushed out of the pocket, getting hit late, getting, you know, people in their face. Yet there's only one sack amongst both teams to account for all that pressure. You know, as this half goes on and these reads are starting to get longer, these plays are starting to have to get more downfield, I expect these quarterbacks to be hitting the turf more.
Yeah, neither team with a sack in the first half. Couple of looks at some college football scores from around the country. Nebraska is trailing Colorado and Deion Sanders 36-7. Notre Dame up 10-7, the 10th ranked team in the country leading North Carolina State. A couple other quick scores: Wake Forest on top of Vanderbilt 27-14. K-State all over Troy as we get this one underway here for the second half. Kellen Meyer, of course, will kick off to Dakota Wesleyan. As Doane won the toss, they elected to defer their choice to the second half. So that means Dakota Wesleyan will start with the football here as Kellen Meyer gets ready to kick this one away. Again, he's Chandler Pullman. I'm Jake Bartecki here at Al Papik Field at Memorial Stadium in Crete as Doane and Dakota Wesleyan Putting on an exhibition college football afternoon. The kick is away, and Myers' kick will be waved off by Neal in the end zone for a touchback, and that'll come out to the 25.
Something I'd love to see from this Doane defense in the second half is what we call sugaring as linebackers. That's when you move around a lot at that second level pre-snap, making the linemen and the quarterbacks mistake who might be blitzing, who's not blitzing. You know, it's real easy to depict who's blitzing when you're creeping up and you're the only guy creeping up. It's a lot more difficult to read those things when all three linebackers are moving around.
First down and 10 to go for Dakota Wesleyan at the 25. Handoff to the running back here. Short carry for Jamin Arend. Arend, a quiet first half, all things considered. 12 carries, 36 yards. His longest carry, just 7.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to feed him the football, but Doane's not letting him get anywhere with it. You know, it's just beautiful turnaround to see after last week getting gashed every single which way they wanted to by Doane. Doane has really been dictating this game at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Pass complete. Hauled in by Cole Holden.
That was a beautiful recognition on the corner blitz. We call the cowboy blitz. A lot of times when you see trip start to come out more, you're going to see Doane blitz that single receiver side corner. And, you know, if he's gone, there's a lot of open space between him and that safety right off rip. And that quarterback snaps it, sees it, throws it before that safety can get out to cover that receiver.
First down, 10 to go for Dakota Wesleyan from the 36. Arend, another carry here, and kind of a different play style that we're seeing from Dakota Wesleyan. They were either very run dominant or very pass dominant. We did not see them mix up the play calls as much, Chandler. They're doing it now, and they've picked up 1 first down in their first 2 plays.
Yeah, you'd love to see a mixed bag from an OC, keep that defense guessing. It's real easy when they get into certain trends to send the house in certain directions when you know it's run, or fake a lot of pressure if you know it's pass. But when it's mixed, you're kind of just sitting on your hands and knees as a defense.
Leo handoff to Arend again. It was a draw up the middle, kicks it back outside, but Doane all over that one. Nice play by Jarrett Boggs, who's had a nice game so far, the junior out of Fremont.
Yeah, Boggs a very fast linebacker, and you see that speed scraping towards that outside. The 3-3 defense in its heart is made to push things towards the outside, and beautiful job done by that defense to push it outside and stop it there.
12:56 to play in the third on our first possession of the second half, and it's 3rd down and 5 to go. Dakota Wesleyan just 1 of 6 on 3rd down this afternoon. Here comes the blitz, a shot downfield, bobbled and incomplete, defended by Kellen Meyer. Cole Holden, the intended target, and we'll see, but it looks right now as if Doane is going to get Dakota Wesleyan off the field, and they do.
Yeah, beautiful job by Kellen, keeping his hands towards that receiver's face and towards where the ball was coming in at. Kellen doesn't get his eyes around to tell when the ball's coming in, and the receiver actually did have a step on him, gets into the receiver's hands, but Kellen, good concentration to make it a difficult grab.
4th down and 5 to go. Kick is away. Jeremiah Payne gets the fair catch right around the 25. So now we see this offense for Doane take the field for the first time in the second half. Look at what they did in the first half. Cruz Kerwin, 8 of 18, 131 yards, a touchdown and a pick. The leading receiver, that's Gutierrez with 65 yards on 3 catches. The lead running back is Tristan Graff, but the kicker with that, he had a 68-yard run. So 4 of those yards are the only ones he's had outside of that.
Yeah, and honestly, the passing statistics not looking too different from the last 2 weeks for Doane. They're keeping around that same completion percentage, a little bit more yards, but the reason why it's working so much more effectively than it has in past weeks is due to the run game being more of a threat. In these last few weeks, Cruz has really just had to sit back and throw when the defense is knowing it's going to happen, but when you don't know if it's run or pass, those routes get a little bit more open.
Frazee Wynn, a carry-off tackle, picks up about 5. Today's third quarter being brought to you in part by a number of proud sponsors, including Husker Rehab, treating the cause of your pain, not just the symptoms. 2nd and 6, Kerwin, incomplete. Nearly intercepted on the far side of the field. Hunter Cordell there in coverage.
Yeah, I don't like that decision by Cruz there towards that outside. You know, he's trying to get it to his guy one-on-one on the outside. But when that corner doesn't have his hips flipped, throwing a hitch is very dangerous. In order to get that hitch open, you need to make that corner believe you're bailing somewhere else, get him turned around so that he can't recover that quickly and almost pick off the ball.
3rd down and 6. Both teams facing a 3rd down on their opening possession. Kerwin over the middle, and he finds his man across the 40-yard line, caught by Carson Reimers.
Carson Reimers is a big athletic freak, came into this school, played a little bit of quarterback. They switched him to receiver. They put him back at quarterback. Now he's playing tight end. And you could just see him, big, strong, lengthy guy, get him over the middle of the field like they did right there.
So 1st down after the pickup of 24 on 3rd down.
Frazee getting ankle tackled there. Beautiful tackle by 21 Cordell right there. Just full speed diving at that ankle. That's the hardest thing to break as a running back, is someone flying in that fast.
It brings up a 2nd and 4. Frazee Wynn got the fake handoff, and John DeRiso, who's been quiet to this point today, makes his 2nd catch, but it's good enough for a 1st down. But hang on, there is a flag.
Again, that running back, or that running game setting up and passing attack, that whole defense just bit onto Frazee right there. And beautiful hole in the defense found by Cruz to just fire that ball in.
Penalty is against Doane. Here's the call. Blake Bieber,
yeah, that's
the ineligible man.
Running those RPOs like that, you know, the offensive line doesn't know whether you're throwing or running the ball. They're just taught to run fit. And so if you wait too long to get the ball out, or those linemen are just a little bit too push heavy on those movements, by the time you get the ball out, you're going to get an ineligible man downfield.
Right side, Jeremiah Payne makes the catch, and he gets swallowed up. Well covered by Dakota Wesleyan right there. Tackle made by Landon Rusick.
Yeah, Rusick with beautiful wrap-up technique right there, closing on JP after he got that ball and not letting him get upfield. JP's very slippery, breaks out of tackles, but just vice grips right there by 7.
3rd down and 6. Coming up on 10 minutes to play in the 3rd, a 10-0 lead for Doane.
Yeah, 3rd and long, 3 down linemen front here. Expect heavy pressure. Yep, blitz 5.
Snap back to Kerwin, and there it is. Chandler, you talked about it earlier, the probability of a sack going up here in the 2nd half, and there is our first sack. 3 different white jerseys swarm Cruz Kerwin.
Yeah, a lot of pressure being caused in these first halves, but no one really hitting home. You know, it was going to happen sooner or later. Dak has been throwing so many different fronts, stunts, and blitzes at this offensive line. It's been hard to get a gauge on who you're supposed to pick up in pass pro.
So that is going to set Doane up for 4th and 12, and Kellen Meyer is on to punt. Kick is away. Good kick if Doane can get there in time, and they do. Down at the 1-inch line. Kellen Meyer with a golf wedge of a punt. And with 9 minutes to play, Dakota Wesleyan will start inside their own 1-yard line.
Yeah, and shout out to Juan Perez on that punt coverage, just flying down. And not only flying down, but recognizing, you know, some people off that first bounce of the punt get a little antsy. They want to catch the ball. But he lets it roll, lets it get down to the 1, and then stops it.
So 1st down and 10 to go. Dakota Wesleyan from their own 1. So what do you do here, Chandler? Do you bring a blitz, or do you try and protect and just not allow anything deep?
I'm trying not to bring too much people. You saw what happened earlier when Doane was in this position. You know, someone could just bounce it outside, and all of a sudden they have a touchdown.
And Arind is going to get Dakota Wesleyan out of as much of a hole as he picks up 10 on first down to the 10-yard line. Today's game is brought to you in part by United Healthcare, where small towns matter.
Yeah, when you're so close to your own goal line, you know, sending people creates holes, and holes get very, very easily exposed when you're that close to the goal line because so many people are selling out to try to stop that play.
Austin Lee drops back to throw. Pass incomplete, broken up. Big shot delivered by Jackson Seward.
Yeah, Seward's a big guy. You know, in the weight room, he came into Doane as a corner, but if you worked out with him in the weight room, you would never associate him with the cornerback room. That dude lifts weight, and you can see it right there.
5'10", 180-pound senior out of St. Paul, Nebraska. 2nd down and 10 to go. Shotgun set for Dakota Wesleyan. Handoff up the middle, and Arind picks up a couple more.
That play was really blown up right from the start by Jared Smith. He came in on that blitz and blew up the puller, but that running back just doesn't get tackled in the backfield. He's able to drag bodies, continue to chug for yards, and what should have been a negative is now a positive for Dak.
3rd down and 3 coming up. Dakota Wesleyan 0 for 1 on 3rd down in the half. 1 of 7 for the game. Doane's 4 for 9. 3rd and 3, inside 8 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Lee, incomplete. Looking over the middle, the intended target on the play, Wyatt Van Dentop.
A little bit of friendly fire there from Ondazo and Jaheim, both trying to sell out for that ball, running into each other. Ja looks a little bit shaken up right there. But, you know, the play was there. That slant, that deep slant has been there for that outside receiver. It's just really about that quarterback putting it in the right place for the receiver to lead him upfield. Right there, that ball a little bit too far outstretched, and he can't come down with it.
7.5 minutes remaining as Doane back to receive the punt once again. Gutierrez back to return. And over-end kick. Gutierrez chasing it far sideline, and he'll go out of bounds, no return.
Beautiful field there, squaring the shoulders. That's what they preach when you're fielding the ball. Square your shoulders up to the ball. Do not catch it off kilter. Anytime you're catching that ball slightly off kilter, that angle is so weird. So many muffs get caused from that. Beautiful job by him being able to sprint to the sideline but still square up to the ball before fielding.
So Doane starts 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Dak West back in that 4-2 overhang safety look.
Doane's going to start on the ground to try and take advantage of that, and Frazee Wynn will rumble and tumble his way for 11 and a 1st down.
84 Darnell Riley is the reason Frazee is able to get to that outside right there. I mentioned how they're in that 4-2-5 overhang safety look. Well, Darnell, the slot receiver, just absolutely obliterates that overhang safety. I mean, not only pushes him, but puts him on his butt, and that just leaves so much free space to the outside for Frazee.
So 1st down and 10 to go after the 11-yard pickup by Frazee Wynn. 15 carries for 59 yards. He'll get another here, and he'll bounce it outside and be close to another 1st down.
Dak West defense coordinator is going to be screaming at 95 there. Had Frazee kind of in his paws, but just could not latch on.
We do have a flag on the play. Chris Bessler just a couple feet onto the field, trying to get an explanation from one of the officials, but I think we're going to have the call here momentarily.
Outside runs like this, you're usually looking at
holding.
hold.
57, offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We're going to play first down.
Guilty parties David Garcia for Doane.
Yeah, outside run plays so hard not to get a holding call on. You know, when they teach linemen to block, they really do teach them to hold. They just teach them to hold towards the inside of the pads where the refs can't see it. Keep their chest close to your chest. But when you're climbing on an outside zone, running towards the sideline while the defender is, it's hard to keep those arms in tight.
2nd and 18 after the hold. Kerwin is going to air it out for Gutierrez. Well, Kerwin has an arm. He shows it off right there, but overthrows the intended target, brings up 2nd down.
Gutierrez had beautiful leverage on that safety. If that ball fits into that bucket, that is a touchdown for Gutierrez. But it looked like when he was crossing that face of the safety, they got slightly tangled up and took a step or two off of the route.
And Doane comes into this game winless, 0-2. A Week 1 loss to Graceland, 42-17. 49-7 loss right here at Al Papick Field a week ago. Meanwhile, Dakota Wesleyan, 23-13 winners over Dakota State. Last week, a loss to Hastings, 24-17, as this one incomplete to DeRiso in the flat.
And DeRiso actually going to be thankful that this one was low and away from him when he looks back at film. If that ball's in his chest, he would have got killed by 2 men right there. There was no blocking.
Brings up 3rd down and 18. A couple of mistakes by Cruz Kerwin. I think you can probably agree with me on that, Chandler. One overthrown and one kind of wide.
Yeah, he's been a little inconsistent today towards the outside over these last 2 weeks. You know, it's not too surprising considering the pressure, and you see more right here on the screen. The pressure in his face has just been crazy these last few weeks. They haven't had a real stronghold on their line yet, not a real very compact group yet. They're still trying new bodies in there, intermixing people, trying to figure out what works. And you could tell the calmness is starting to get lost from Cruz.
He dumped it off to Frazee Wynn, and he was blown up in the backfield as that brings up 4th and long, and Kellen Meyer is on to punt yet again. And that one is shanked out of bounds.
I really hope Doane finds their core O-line group and really sticks and molds with them. You know, this O-line has had a lot of trouble through these first 3 weeks, especially in the pass game. You want to see them mold, one group mold and learn together, create chemistry, create trust within each other. When there's constantly dudes being subbed in, subbed out on the line, there's no continuity or chemistry. You know, you're worried about other people's jobs instead of just worrying about your own.
5:37 to play in the 3rd. 1st down and 10 to go. Aaron, another carry. And he gets back to the line, maybe picks up a yard after the pile moves just a bit forward.
Yeah, Coach Henry, the defensive coordinator, and Chris Bessler, the head coach, have definitely instilled run game into this defense. They have looked like a completely different unit this week than they have the last 2. I would love to see Dak West start to target the middle of the field with their tight ends. They haven't had a lot of tight end usage, so there's not a lot of film on it, and Doane has been real weak over the middle and in the flats.
Aaron, another carry there. I don't want to say lack of urgency, but the non-presence of urgency on Dakota Wesleyan's sideline. Obviously, with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 3rd, you have some time, but very slow, very methodical, and a lot of running the football here to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, he's trying to just move this ball. You're only down 10. It's 2 possessions, but if you're Dak, you're not scared yet, you know. You know you can still move this ball. They're trying to wear out this defense. They're trying to make players get into the game and touch the football. Just trying to make Doane think, you know. The longer,
86 degrees, so obviously you talked about wearing out a defense. The Heat can do that, but Doane gets the stop they need. It is fourth down and about a yard to go. Today's game is brought to you in part by Zollner Ford Lincoln of Beatrice. So 4th and 1, and Chandler, Doane gets this Dakota Wesleyan defense to punt, but do you watch or fake in this situation?
100%. You know, they have one of their most electric athletes at punter right now, and this is not a very long 4th and short.
It's 4th and 1 from midfield. And Doane was ready to watch to see. They had a lot of guys up front. And now a false start called against Dakota Wesleyan. So now that go for it or fake punt situation, probably a little more out of the equation.
Yeah, a little bit more out of the equation. You still have to watch it, though, with them being at midfield, you know, down 10. You never know what's going to come out.
26 seconds. 3:26. The clock will start on the snap.
There you hear clock situation there.
I'd love to see for Dak West's offense to get a little bit more creative in the second half. In the first half, you saw them trying to manipulate the numbers game a lot with motions and shifts. Not so much happening in the second half. They're just trying to power run it, and it's not been working so far. You love to see him create more number of mismatches and get this Doane defense moving a little bit more.
So here comes the punt. Is up and away and fielded by Jeremiah Payne, and he lost the ball, and it's recovered by Dakota Wesleyan. A killer for Doane and a gift for the Tigers of DWU.
Yeah, JP, while he's fielding that, you know, he calls for the fair catch, but he's still moving up towards the football. Really hard to field that punt when your legs aren't stable and under you. Just lack of concentration.
Logan Sirk on the recovery for Dakota Wesleyan, and they will take over with golden opportunity to make this a one-score game via a field goal, or even better for the Tigers would be a touchdown. Second turnover of the game for Doane. And just like that, this worn-out Doane defense retakes the field with their backs against the wall. Got a whistle and a flag.
This is another false start. They're going to get screamed at on the sideline.
Austin Lee pointed at the Doane defense, but here's the call.
53 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
You know, it's funny with all these hard snaps that both these teams are doing that. Not one of them has actually worked against the other team.
Right.
They've all been against their own.
That is the 5th penalty, equating to 55 yards for Dakota Wesleyan this afternoon.
Yeah, just Dakota Wesleyan not playing mistake-free football right now. The ROC keeps wanting to do hard counts, but at some point, if your offense isn't going to get disciplined and listen to their own counts, you just have to give it up.
1st and 15, and a carry-off tackle picks up a few.
I want to see some more creativity from Dak here. You know, you just got gifted beautiful field position off a muffed punt. You know, no matter what you're doing here, you are in field goal range, but I just want to see some creativity here. You know, no more power running. Just do something, get your athletes out in space, do something we haven't seen yet.
Left side, blown up in the backfield is Arend.
Yeah, Tanner Simdor not fooled at all on that read option. He was that outside, kind of on that QB contain type deal, but he recognized that that quarterback was not taking it and just hawks down two from behind.
So 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it's 3rd down and a dozen from the Doane 23 for Dakota Wesleyan. This all set up by the muffed punt by Jeremiah Payne. And this Dakota Wesleyan team that has only converted 2 third downs all day faces their longest of the day. A throw to the sideline, incomplete. And the third down struggles for DWU continue.
Yeah, this drive from the OC of Dak just really confusing to me. Your gifted, beautiful field position, your first run doesn't work, and, running in the second half, and usually, really all game hasn't been working. You're at second and long, and you do another inside run. Second and 10 runs are not my favorite, but they're really not my favorite when first and 10 runs haven't been working. And then on third and long, speed out. This is stuff we've been seeing all games, stuff that Doane has been stopping, and you just want to see anything else.
Jackson Patrick on for the field goal. He is 1 for 2 on the year and make it 1-4-3 as he pushes that one wide right. A major win, Chandler, for the Doane defense.
Yeah, again, mistake-free football not being played by Dakota Wesleyan here. They're leaving 6 points up on the board and missed field goals right now. And, it's the difference between this week and last week from Doane. Last week from Doane, we were seeing the more Dak West game where finish your thought. All 3 levels aren't playing together. But, this week they are, and from Dak, we are not seeing that 3 levels playing together.
Doane will take over, first down and 10 to go. 1 minute and 51 seconds remaining in the third. Cruz Kerwin in the shotgun, and there's Tristan Graff, who had an electric 65-yard run back in the second quarter. He gets the carry here, but doesn't get much. Chandler, we talked about this, 72 yards, but really only a handful coming after that run.
Yeah, that one run has really sparked a lot for this offense, but it's not going to do much for them in the second half. You need that yards per carry to go up based on every carry, not just flash runs. If you want to keep this clock grinding, you want to keep this lead on them, the runs have to be more consistent.
Second down and 8 to go after a 2-yard pickup for Graff. Wide snap gets dumped off to Graff, and he coughs up the football. And was he down by contact? Jeremiah Payne and Doane says he's down. And it is a turnover and a fumble recovery for Dakota Wesleyan. Graff puts it on the ground. Landon Rusnick with the recovery. And Dakota Wesleyan will take over first and 10 just past the 30 of Doane.
Ball security really an issue for this Doane Tigers team. Coming in over these last 2 weeks, they haven't lost a major amount of fumbles, but over 5 fumbles. And through 2 weeks, that is just terrible. And today, 3 fumbles. Only 2 of them end up being a loss, but that's way too many fumbles in general. They need to preach protection, 5 contact points on the ball at all times.
So first down and 10 to go. Dakota Wesleyan empty possession after Doane turned it over. 2 turnovers and 3 plays for Doane, but coming to the rescue and swallowing up Austin Lee for the sack, Tanner Simdorn. What a game he's having.
Yeah, Tanner Simdorn having an absolutely beautiful game for this linebacking core. You see him coming off that blitz, just getting lower than that right tackle. It's hard to block the speed moves when you're so big, you're so bulky, and you got these little speedy linebackers come in and bending under you. Right there, he just gets beat by speed.
It's a 5-yard loss. Austin Lee to throw. Over the middle, in stride, he hits his man near a first down and good enough for a first down. Keel Nelson able to move the pile. It's a pickup of 16 and a first down.
Keel Nelson just being his quarterback's friend right there. It goes right in the hole of the zone between the corners and safeties and just plants. Doesn't go any farther, no shorter, finds that direct middle of the hole, plants, turns around, ball's already there. Just
and that
beautiful.
Is the final play of the third quarter, but of note, it does not look like the officials gave credit for the first down, and Dakota Wesleyan 1 for 10 on third. They'll face third and a yard when we come back. 3 quarters down, don't go anywhere. Doane trying to hold a 2-score lead. They lead at 10-0.
It's pretty hard to find quicker service, nicer people, or anyone who cares more when filling your prescriptions in Kin's Pharmacy in Crete. After all, the drive-thru makes your wait time minimal, and Kin and Carrie are reliable pharmacists. It's so much more. Helpful advice, accurate refills, and a large selection of over-the-counter products. So don't just take my word for it. Try Kin's Pharmacy for yourself, whether it's in the drive-thru, inside, or with mail-out service. Trust Kin's You Save Health Mart Pharmacy to care for you. Kin's Pharmacy in Crete, caring for you and about you.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Well, it is 3rd down and a yard, and possibly the biggest 3rd down the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan have faced all afternoon. And they are 1 for 10 in this category, and Al Papik Field starting to make a little bit of noise here. As Doane still holds a 10-0 advantage.
Looks like they're bringing out their goal line defense right now. This is something I've not seen them use at the 25.
Arend is the running back. Lee will hand off to Arend, and the tackle is made by Jarrett Boggs. Where is the spot? For now, it's a 3rd down stop, and it'll bring up 4th.
I mean, Boggs with an absolutely beautiful linebacker play here. There was only one hole to fill, and he fills it, wrapping up number 2. They're not allowing him get to the outside where there's really nobody to stop him.
Did he wrestle, being a former teammate? Did you know that?
Jared Boggs?
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see him being a wrestler.
I was going to say, the way he wrapped up Ammond after that one, there is a flag down on the field as well. See what the call is.
Illegal substitution. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
And that is going to help Doane even more.
Yeah, definitely so. You definitely are having a lot more questions going for it right now. You know, you're down 10. Do you really kick this field goal and try to be down 7? Or do you go for it and risk not putting any points on the board?
4th down and 7 to go.
Looks like they're going to keep this offense out.
They are indeed. First time anyone's gone for it on 4th down this afternoon.
Looking towards this wide side of the field. That safety's playing off that slot pretty hard. You're going to see Tanner Sindorn start to creep out to make up for that lost area.
Timeout called by Dakota Wesleyan. Coach Simple and everybody wants to talk things over. So Chandler, let's walk through what we've seen here in the second half. No points have been put up on the scoreboard, but Doane, for as many tough positions as the offense and the special teams have put their defense in, very, very much bend, don't break. I don't think they've even bent much.
No, definitely not. It's looking like a lot of Doane defenses from, earlier years. You've watched Doane these last few years. Their defense bails this offense out of bad situation time after time again, causing turnovers, being good on 3rd down, keeping points off the board, and that's all they've needed to do in this half.
103 total yards put up by each side combined in the 3rd quarter. And now one of the first plays here in the 4th is arguably the biggest of the game, 4th and 7. If Doane can get a stop here and go down and score, they are sitting pretty, up 3 scores potentially in the 4th.
Yeah,
4th and 7.
Good job by Henry seeing that coverage wasn't going to work before the timeout. They switched their coverage on that wide receiver side.
A shot downfield, and the pass is complete. Hauled in by Logan Feuerbach, the redshirt junior out of Florida, picks up a huge 4th down and a gain of 16.
So hard for those linebackers to defend that. That's right behind their zone. They have that zone of 12 to 15, And, you know, when you start sneaking those receivers just in that kind of 17, 18-yard mark, they tend to get lost by those linebackers.
So this is going to bring up now a first down, goal to go. First time Dakota Wesleyan's had it in a goal to go situation. Handoff up the middle to Aaron, and he gets blown up. Ball comes out. Doane has it if they're ruled down, and the runner is down by contact.
Very unfortunate for that Doane defense. Would have been a huge break to get that ball back. But you just see more dominance in this run game. You know, I think that's where Dak West has just lost their identity. They're a run-first team, and when your run on first down isn't working at all, you become a pass-first team, and they just are not that.
And there you saw a knee clearly down on the running back Vandertop. Shotgun set for Austin Lee. Looking back corner. Dropped in the back corner of the end zone, intended for Preston Nedved.
I don't know how Hancock just recovered on that route. He was burnt off that switch release. Switch releasing those receivers to create one open, and that inside slot gets open on that wheel route. Sitting in the end zone, the ball comes in a little late, so Cooper has time to get back and look at the eyes of the receiver, see where that ball's coming, and hit it out. Beautiful hands play by him to get out of the hands of the receiver, but if that ball is on time, that's a touchdown.
Third down and goal to go. 10-yard line again. Dakota Wesleyan 1 for 11 on third down. Pressure comes. Back corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Coverage again by Jackson Seward.
Yeah, Lee loves those high balls, trying to put it in a spot where his receiver can only get it. And unfortunately, right there, just too far out of the hands of Dvorak.
So now they bring the kicking unit on as Jackson Patrick, who missed earlier, will kick here. Missed from 42. Now he'll try a 27-yarder out of the hold of Keel Nelson. Kick is on its way. Kick is up, and it is good. And we have ourselves a touchdown game with 12 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. 10-3 our score. We'll step aside.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Our fourth quarter is brought to you in part by Visit Lincoln. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. 12 minutes and 24 seconds to play. And Chandler, Doane now protecting a touchdown lead. How much does the play calling change from being up 10 to up 7?
Not too much. You have a little bit more. When you're up 10, up 2 scores, you have a little bit more availability to your plays. You're a little less scared to test things down the field, test out your lead to extend it. When you're only holding on by 7, you really want to make sure you hold on to that lead. So you're not trying to do anything too crazy, nothing too special. Use what's been working and just try to get more points.
Jeremiah Payne on the return gets it to about the 20-yard line. That's where Doane will start, 1st and 10. 12-18 remaining in the game. And Doane has led the entire way since taking the lead on a Kellen Meyer field goal back in the second quarter. And leading coming into this game is something they hadn't done to this point in the season.
No, it's definitely not. You're very interested to see how they hold this lead just because they haven't played with one this season. You want to see how that play calling changes into this fourth quarter.
Tristan Graff off tackle, picks up a few yards on first down.
that off-tackle running game today has been hit or miss, but I love using it there on first down and 10. Now you actually can be in a space where you could run the ball on second if you want. It's not as scary, 2nd and 10, running the ball, just put yourself in a bad position.
2nd and 5. Graff gets another carry here, and he gets a couple, and that brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, you kind of knew that was a run. If you're Dak West, both of these teams on 2nd down have just been running the ball like nobody else's business, but it's understandable when you have a lead like this, you're just trying to run down clock.
3rd down, and Doane, after coming onto the field, like Chandler mentioned, wanting to pull some clock, have not been able to do that thus far. Let's see if they can get a 1st down and try and continue that pursuit, and the pass is intercepted. 2nd time today. This time it's Landon Runsick, and he's going to run it back all the way for a touchdown. And all of a sudden, DWU is a PAT away from tying the game.
Absolute worst case scenario here for Doane on that 3rd down. At least you're saying, get the ball out, take the sack, get it out to the sidelines, do anything. Don't give it back to them. Not only do they get it back, but they get the score. Just that contact, when someone's in your face like that on 3rd down, you want to sit in there to get that 3rd down pickup, but sometimes you just need to know, take the sack. Don't throw the errant ball.
PAT to come to tie the ball game. And the kick is up, and it is no good. He pushed it left, and Doane gets a gift.
Dak West going to be trying out new kickers when they go back to home after this game. I mean, that's 2 missed field goals and an extra point. You're leaving, potentially up 16 to 10 right now without those missed points.
Here's the kick on its way.
Just hanging slightly right there. You hate to see that.
Well, 10-9 the score, a pick 6, but only 6 go on the board. Doane still up a point. 11:04 remaining. We'll be right back.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Does your business need quick, competitive...
Welcome back to Al Papik Field at Memorial Stadium. A pick 6, but only 6 goes on the board. How much of a gift is that for Doane? Obviously, you don't want to be giving up pick 6s, but this game could be tied and set it to 1-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, a little silver lining there. You still have this lead. You could still play like you have this lead. I don't want to see them play like they had the lead prior when they were up 7 and up 10, not really pushing that ball downfield, because this lead is not safe. Anything that gets you points is more than just 1 point. So you have to see him get down the field on this drive.
Gutierrez lets that one trickle into the end zone for a touchback. So Doane will start at the 25. 2 interceptions on the day now for Cruz Kerwin. All in all, he's made some nice throws, Chandler, but the turnovers, Doane's had 4 of them today, are killer.
Yeah, it's what really comes down to his interceptions are the forced throws on big downs. You could tell that he is a good quarterback, but when it comes to those 3rd, 4th down, he's really trying to force that ball in and try to pick up a 1st down. And sometimes you just, as a coach, you got to teach him to live another day. A punt is a lot better than an interception.
Frazee Wynn off tackle, gets just shy of the 30. So Cruz Kerwin, 11 for 25, 148 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
Yeah, kind of regressing back to the mean of the last 2 weeks after starting this game off pretty well. You could see as their running game has started to slow down in the second half, so is their pass game.
2nd down and 5 remaining. Kerwin with a clap of the hands, hands it off to Frazee Wynn. And Frazee's able to break through a couple of tackles. That's enough for a first, and that's a big 1st down.
definitely should not have been a first down right there, but Frazee just using absolutely everything he has to pick up that first down right there. You love to see the hard work from the fifth-year senior.
And a man down for. Get a number on who that is. Well, welcome back to Alpapic Field. Offensive lineman hurt for Doane. And 10:21 to play in the ball game. It's a 10-9 lead for Doane. Doane closing in on 300 yards, or a yard away from that mark. So the offense has been better. They've done a lot of good things. 148 passing yards, 151 rushing yards, so very balanced as well.
Yeah, they're putting a lot more yards up on the stat sheet than the last 2 weeks, but honestly, they're coming in flash plays, and that's why you don't see the score as lopsided as you might think it would be, considering their offense has been much more productive.
Frazee Wynn able to get another chunky yardage there. Picks up 8.
See Frazee Wynn coaching up one of his freshman interior linemen there, 74, trying to tell him how he sets up his blocks at the second level, trying to get more of that chemistry down early in the season.
Second and about 3. Kerwin. Hands off to Frazee Wynn, and Wynn picks up another first down. So now we're starting to see Frazee Wynn do more Frazee Wynn things. And maybe it's a different Frazee Wynn than we've seen in years past, but now up to 19 carries for 74 yards. And, you know, that's over 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, Frazee finding his rhythm, finding his jump cuts, you know, starting to make more tackles missed, which is interesting considering that they've just been running the ball this whole second half. Like, if I'm the Stack West defensive coordinator, I'm sending the house on second down. It's been constantly happening, but I believe that's something that they're probably going to fix the later this game goes on. There's only going to be more running.
Got a player down on the field for Dakota Wesleyan. We'll pause for 30 seconds on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Welcome back to Alpapic Field. 9:25 remaining in the ball game. First down, 10 to go. Doane from midfield. Nate Fox, the man in motion for the Tigers. Wynn picks up about 2 or 3.
Yeah, Frazee trying to break that outside there. Nothing really doing as everything was clogged in the interior. He bounces out, and there's a dude on his inside and outside. You know, they got to start getting more creative here. I know they're running the ball and it's working, but it's the only thing Dak West can expect right now. I expect them to start, you know, stopping this run pretty well here, forcing Doane to pass the ball.
Shotgun set. Kerwin hands off, and a pickup of about a yard for Frazee Wynn.
Another second down run. This time they bottle it up more, you know, very minimal game right there. I want to see Dak West get out of this too high safety look. Very hard to defend the run with too high safeties. You just leave so much outside space open. They've got to have some one safety looks down in that defensive playbook. It would help stop the run tremendously.
3rd down and 5 to go. 8:05 remaining. And the clock running here as Doane tries to drain even more of it. Win, a pickup of about 2.
Another run for Doane. You know, they're just trying to keep pounding, keep this clock going. Very interesting here without a very settled lead to just continuously run and not throw.
So that brings up 4th down for Doane. And the punting unit on the field here, and a field goal would win the ball game for Dakota Wesleyan. Once the game is over, we invite you to stay tuned for our post-game show and interview coaches, talk to players, and have a full look at the highlights from this one, all brought to you in part by Sarpy County Tourism. So the punt fielded just past the 15-yard line. And that's where Dakota Wesleyan will start. 1st down and 10 to go. So Dakota Wesleyan, what do you think their urgency level is now? We saw them pretty content running the ball, draining clock. Are they going to try and do that here and take these 7 minutes off, or do you think they air it out?
I don't think so. You know, I definitely think they want to, only needing 2 points to win this game. They're going to want to grind this clock out, wear this defense more. But the run game hasn't been working, and their only touchdown came from a defensive score. I want to see them stretch this field out and get downfield.
That's a good start. Jamin Aaron to pick up of 10 and a 1st down.
Yeah, slashing that interior, something Doane has had trouble with these last few weeks. Very good on it today, but they had that second, rotation of D linemen in smaller interior nose tackle, and they take advantage of it right there.
1st down, 10 to go at the 27. Coming up on 6:40 to play in the game. Aaron again. Rumbles his way near a 1st down. He might be a bit short, but he's got at least 9.
Beautiful job staying up right there from number 2, the running back. He gets wrapped up by Boggs at the line of scrimmage. But, Jamin just continues to high step through it, break out of that little ankle tackle, and carry downfield for a 1st.
1st down, 10 to go from the 37. I think a strategy for Dakota Wesleyan might be avoid 3rd downs. They're 1 for 13 in that category. Aaron to carry here. Was swarmed to the backfield, somehow escapes and gets to the far side of the field with a pickup of about 7.
Doane's defense kind of faltering right now in this run defense. They've been locked down all game on it. Very interesting to see them giving up this many yards right now in the worst possible time. But the biggest difference between this Doane defense of this week and the weeks prior is 3rd down, like you said. They were not getting off the field on 3rd downs. They were staying on the field, getting tired. Right now, Dak West, someone who's near 50% in 3rd downs conversions, is around 10 to 20.
2nd down and 3 to go. Handoff up the middle. New running back in the ball game, but picking up a 1st down.
It's looking like this heat and this just long back and forth blue-collared game has gotten to this defensive line. Like I said, manning this defensive run up the whole time, but right now they just look tired. That inside is getting cooked. They're just getting moved.
1st down and 10 to go after the pickup by Garrett Mandolfo. Millard South alum, redshirt junior, 207-pound, 5'9" running back. Taking the load off at Jamin Aaron. Lead a throw on 1st and 10. Pass is incomplete. Was not held on to. Either feet weren't down or he bobbled it, maybe both, as it was caught by Wyatt Van Dentop.
Yeah, going to take another look at this. Ball just a little bit low and away. It kind of looks like he may have caught that, may have hit the ground. You have to hit him in the chest right there. That much separation from your DB. You don't want to lead your receiver away from going upfield.
2nd down and 10 to go coming up. Snap back to Lee. Pass complete. Hauled in by Feuerbach, but it's not much. Doane was right there to cover it. Nice job by the linebacking core.
Yeah, that was a screen that was read all the way from this Doane defense. You saw Lee have to drop back about 10 to 20 yards just to throw that screen. And, I mean, immediately brought down. That play wasn't going anywhere.
So we talked about Dakota Wesleyan wanting to avoid 3rd down to go situations. And the reason why, they're 1 of 13 in that category. Shotgun set for Lee. Has time. And when they most need a 3rd down conversion, they complete a 3rd down conversion. Logan Feuerbach, another reception on this drive.
Yeah, Feuerbach has just been coming up insanely clutch when it matters most. Him getting that reception on that 3rd down earlier deep over the middle. Right there, he's draped with great coverage by Rondazzo over him, but that quarterback just puts it high and away from the defender. Again, beautiful placement from this quarterback, Lee, all game, putting it in spaces where only his receivers can get it.
Jackson Patrick has missed a PAT and 2 field goals. So we got to think the target line is as close to the goal line as they can get, and that one complete. Good enough for a 1st down. Wyatt Van Dentop, the sophomore, 10-yard pickup.
Yeah, that little hitch right there was going to be open from miles away. Anybody could see that. They back up that dog and do a 2-high safety look, and they're blitzing that outside backer towards that look. So you have a corner playing the flats and a safety playing over the top with no one in about 15 square yards to cover that stick route.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. We'll pause for 30 seconds. 3 minutes to play in the game. Doane trying to hang on to a 10-9 lead.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Pretty sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
First and 10 coming up for Dakota Wesleyan. It is a 10-9 Doane lead. Dakota Wesleyan's kicker, Jackson Patrick, is 1 for 3 on field goal attempts today. And he's missed a PAT as well. Austin Lee in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Jamin Aaron, who charges forward. And he's drugged down on the play by Owen Kuntz, but that might set up 1st and goal here for Dakota Wesleyan, and it will.
At this point, past the 30-yard line, I love the running play calls. You know, I was a little skeptical at first with it not working, but it's been gashing him down the field, and you want to give your kicker just so much space. You know, you want to get your kicker as close to that field goal as you possibly can with those errors he's had tonight. You don't want to give the ball back to Doane up 1. Keep this football on the ground.
Aaron on a carry there, nothing doing. And it is not going to be 1st and goal. It's rather 2nd and 1, now 3rd down and 1. And Dakota Wesleyan picked up just their 2nd 3rd down of the ball game on this drive. So, Chandler, let's recap this possession for for Dakota Wesleyan. Doane trying to drain some clock, just couldn't get enough yardage. They punted it away. Dakota Wesleyan, I think, looks like as most of a well-oiled machine as they have all game.
Yeah, this drive that Dakota Wesleyan is having is actually what I really wanted to see from Doane last drive. You stretch the ball downfield. and just, take away the ability to win this game for the other team. And that's what Dak's doing right now. Honestly, Doane has not been historically great in 2-minute drives. And right now they put themselves in a position to score a chip shot field goal or go up by a lot with not a lot of time left.
Well, that brings up 3rd down and goal to go with Dakota Wesleyan 2 for 14 on 3rd down today. One of those two, a 16-yard completion to convert on 3rd and long. And that was on this drive, and now we've got a whistle. And there's a flag coming in. Dakota Wesleyan says it's on Doane. If it is, it's going to be an automatic 1st down.
This is going to be huge if it's on Doane.
Offsides with contact. Defense, number 97.
So encroachment
Half
on
the
Doane.
distance to the goal is enough for a 1st down.
I mean, that's just wild. All game, both teams jumping on their own snap counts. And finally, when it matters most on this incredibly crucial 3rd and 1, they get Doane to jump.
So 1st down and goal to go.
1st and goal at the 3.
10-9 Doane with the lead. And now it's 1st and goal from the 3. Dakota Wesleyan's only touchdown, a pick 6 by Landon Runesick, coming earlier on in this quarter.
Yeah, they're just going to let this clock go out as much as they can. Even if they only come away with the field goal, they're trying to give this ball back to Doane with negative time.
Jamin Aaron from 3 yards out. And Dakota Wesleyan converts on offense for their 1st score of the day. And they lead at 15-10 with a PAT to come.
Really hard to see if you're a Doane Tigers fan here. Post-traumatic flashbacks to last week where they just got carved up and down the field on the run. This week, it looks like they're finally turning that around, stopping Dak at what they do best, dominating this football game. On this last drive, it just went straight back to how they looked these last few weeks.
See what Doane decides to draw up defensively here. Almost a no-brainer for Ross Simple to go for it.
Yeah, no reason not to go for 2 here. 5 points is a very odd amount of points to have, and you aren't counting on Kellen to miss an extra point if they do score a touchdown and go up to 16.
Dakota Wesleyan getting their fans hyped up as we've got a timeout called. Doane has 2 timeouts remaining. Dakota Wesleyan takes their 2nd, so they're down to just 1.
Great drive by Dak West here. Milking this clock, getting downfield, putting themselves in a position to score. Then, need the pocket is always giving the ball back to a Doane team that has not been able to move the ball at its own will in the 2nd half with 1:46 left.
15-10 the score. Jamin Aaron from 3 yards out scores the go-ahead touchdown for the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan in a battle of the Tigers this afternoon in Crete. And here they come to the line to attempt the 2-point conversion and make this a full touchdown lead. Austin Lee in the pistol. Garrett Mondolfo is the running back. Lee will throw. And Dakota Wesleyan will convert Keel Nelson in the flat. And it's a full touchdown advantage for Dakota Wesleyan.
That play all comes down to timing, as Nelson actually doesn't get fully set when he plants on that motion. And that's the idea. You want to bring him in for a fast motion, think it's jet sweep, slow him down, and then hike it as soon as he gets to the spot where he's going to stop so he could just burst out of the line into the flats.
17-10, Dakota Wesleyan has the lead. Doane looking to tie this thing up and force some free football. We've got the conclusion after this.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the nonstop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
Well, we welcome you back to Alpapic Field. You see the scoreboard at the top of your screen there, 17-10 is the score with Dakota Wesleyan on top of Doane, 1:46 to play. Jackson Patrick will kick it away, a 2-yard touchdown, and then a 2-point conversion. The touchdown scored by Aaron, the 2-point conversion called in by Keel Nelson, and Jeremiah Payne absorbs a big hit, then gets blown up in the backfield. So Doane will start fairly deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 around the 18th.
Yeah, just no kickoff contained there from, you need a really big return to set your offense up here with little to no time left. And this kickoff unit just really letting JP down with really no pickups towards that inside.
1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in this one, as Doane has 2 timeouts to work with, trying to come back and win this game or tie it and force overtime. Jeremiah Payne makes a catch and makes a man miss. Payne swung down, stays in bounds, so the clock will run, but that's a 1st down and a gain of 14.
Yeah, I really thought Payne was going to step outside there towards that initial, spot where he went out. As JP's down on the ground.
I think he's hurt on the play. Here's another look at it from our Beatrice Community Hospital instant replay.
See this ability of him to get upfield. You think he's going to step out, and he just gets so many more yards. But swung down violently at the end here by Stevenson. Landing on your ribs like that is not good.
Makes his way to the sideline. Looks like he's all right.
Yeah, probably got the wind knocked out of him.
1st down and 10. Pickup of 19 on 1st down in the first play of this drive as Doane tries to lead the charge to tie it up. Kerwin throws, pass is held on to by Reimers. Took a good shot. Grayson Hansen, who already has an interception today, delivering the hit.
Actually,
a 5-yard gain.
Play by Reimers here is he wasn't even ready for the ball. Cruz throws that before he even turns his head around on the break, but he just finds the ball right at his chest, and good job to hold on to it.
Kerwin over the middle, and he hits Gutierrez for a 1st down.
Honestly, could not tell you if that was to Doriso or Gutierrez, as they're around in the same area downfield, but they're both in the hole of the defense, so just great job by both of the receivers recognizing that hole, picking up that ball.
Doane still has 2 timeouts to work with. Lineman falls down. Kerwin airs it out, and it is caught, but out of bounds. Really good effort by John Doriso. Dangerous throw by Kerwin.
Yeah, Cruz in this position of the game, 37 seconds left. He's throwing it up to his trustworthy big bodies, and Doriso is definitely one of those. Sees him in single coverage on that outside. Amazing grab. You see why he has trust in him, but just a little too far out of bounds.
2nd down and 10 to go. 37 seconds remaining. Kerwin drops back. Over the middle, incomplete, looking for Jeremiah Payne. Good to see him back out there. There is a flag.
Yeah, they might get 21 holding on JP right here. Looked like he was going to get open over this middle. Had a little bit of a step, but
Hunter Cordell was the man in coverage. About to get the call here from the officials.
Garcia
holding
a lot on the side.
Defense number 11.
Been working.
Penalty from the previous spot. Automatic
That's on the other side of the field. Grayson Hansen.
Somebody get Garcia some electrolytes on the sideline. I know you aren't seeing that, but he's filling up this trash can.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Hot day. 87 degrees out here at Alpapic Field.
Hot day, hot game. It's going to be a hot finish.
30 seconds remaining. Kerwin looking for Payne. Turning around, JP had it bounce to him. Pass falls incomplete.
It just slightly underthrown. If that ball is a yard deeper, he could probably get the defensive pass interference called for having to go back towards the ball. But right there, I mean, it was even too short for that. He tried just diving back and couldn't get to it.
Second down and 10 to go.
Right now, this team's looking for outside deep shots and end zone shots. 27 seconds, you can't really take anything over the field. It's just too dangerous.
Kerwin out of the shotgun. Chased away, and he's wrapped up and driven down. Did he get rid of the pass in time? I think he did. Weston Wolberg there in the backfield for Dakota Wesleyan.
Cruz just saved that game with that throwaway right there. You know, good job by him recognizing that he was outside of the tackle box, so there's no intentional grounding able to be called right there.
So that will bring up third down and 10 to go with 16 seconds remaining. We have a Dakota Wesleyan Tiger down on the field. So that'll rule it as an incomplete pass. Well, you got 16 seconds, 2 timeouts, probably 2 shots at the end zone safely.
Yeah, honestly, with 2 timeouts, I love to see him attack the seams. Plays are going to take anywhere from 5 to 10, depending on how long they are. You can't have any 10-second plays if you're down here. Cruz needs to get this ball out. He needs to find a read, get the ball out, don't take any sacks, don't take too long throwing it, and if there's nothing open, throw it deep and outside. Make sure no one is catching that ball.
It's been quite a game. Doane led the entire way until this fourth quarter. It's been a 17-0 scoring run for the Tigers at DW.
Yeah, the second half offense from Doane just really faltering. They had a really good first half, a lot of splash plays, but once those splash plays were diminished, the play-to-play consistency just was no longer there.
Here we go on 3rd and long. Down and distance might not matter at this point. It's 2 shots at the end zone for Doane. Kerwin fires, has a man, and it's incomplete. Looking for Gutierrez. Coverage downfield by Dakota Wesleyan from Adam DeYoung.
Yeah, Cruz here just trying to get a 50-50 ball in a one-on-one. He's depicting the one-on-one in the defense and throwing who's ever on that one-on-one. Right there was Gutierrez, unfortunately, just not able to come down with it.
17-10 the score, 10 seconds remaining.
Looking like a quads formation here from Doane. You know, if I'm Dak, I'm really expecting this to go on the one-on-one side to Gutierrez. They're really just trying to draw that 2-eye safety look towards those 4 receivers. And they don't do it. So
Here's Kerwin. He airs one out towards the end zone. Man down there, incomplete.
Free play.
There is a flag. It might be a pass interference.
That was hardcore DPI in the end zone right there. Hardcore DPI. They're going to get another free shot.
There's the throw. Gutierrez dragged to the ground. And the penalty goes against Hunter Cordell. We're going to get the call here in a second.
Is this where it's like spotted at the 1?
Looks like the refs are talking about this right now.
Oh, the debate might be, is it holding or is it DPI?
Yeah, those are 2 drastically different yardage penalties. But at the end of the day, Doane should get another opportunity at the end zone right now.
2 seconds remain on the clock. Here's the call.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 21, defense, is declined. Pass interference. Number 21, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So that puts Doane at the 17 of Dakota Wesleyan with one more throw to the end zone right here.
Yeah, Cordell just trying to end the game right there. Ends up with a double whammy of penalties. And this makes this a much easier shot for Doane. You know, you don't have a lot of 30-plus yard plays in the playbook. Really hard to draw that one up, but you start bringing this towards 18 yards, you got a little bit more stuff to work with.
Doane has led the entire way until this fourth quarter where they've been outscored 17-0. But their best-looking drive of the ball game, no fear of failure on this one. They've moved down the field like this in just 6 plays.
Yeah, definitely a lot of trust shown from Cruz on this drive, you know. When that time starts ticking down, you just start finding people you trust and you start getting the ball to them, and that's what he's been doing, and it's worked all the way down the field.
Joaquin Gutierrez has 4 receptions for 84 yards. Jeremiah Payne 4 for 52. Have to pick one of those two. Where do you think it goes, Chandler Pullman?
After JP's game last week, that touchdown, it's hard not to look his way in another one-on-one opportunity. But there's something about the way Gutierrez plays with the ball in the air. I just expect him to come down with it every time.
17-10, 2 seconds remaining. Snap back to Kerwin. Kerwin to the end zone for Deriso. Incomplete.
That's got to be another penalty. No?
He was shoved down. There is no call. And as it looks, Dakota Wesleyan has come back to shock Doane.
The last play was less of a DPI than that one was. Deriso was getting wrestled in the end zone before the ball even got there. But, you know, they didn't get the touchdown at the end of the game. They didn't put up enough points. Another out of the season.
And some angry coaches on the sideline for Doane, no doubt about that. 17-10, the final. We're going to get another look at this play in the end zone. And Chandler, I'll let you dissect it as the color man and the former football player, but I think that's a PI.
Yeah, they try a wheel route to the outside, but you see, oh my Lord, the amount of hand fighting and hands to the face. What constitute DPI is hands on the receiver while the ball is in the air, constituting that receiver not being able to make a normal play on the ball. And right there you see the corner, hands in his face, hands on his chest, pushing him back, and somehow they're just not called.
And that is going to do it. 17-10, the final. We'll chat with Coach Bessler and a player or two after this one. Stick around.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
From the moment something didn't feel quite right, to that ambulance arriving at your door, from the immediate diagnosis, to the surgery that followed, to the long list of lifestyle changes and that family gathering that everyone always talked about, but for whatever reason kept getting postponed, to the moment you sat back and realized how grateful you are for everything you have. We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
You're watching Doane Tigers football on News Channel Nebraska. The postgame show is brought to you by Ken's Use Safe Pharmacy in Crete.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It's pretty hard to find quicker service, nicer people, or anyone who cares more when filling your prescriptions in Kin's Pharmacy in Crete. After all, the drive-thru makes your wait time minimal, and Kin and Carry are reliable pharmacists. It's so much more. Helpful advice, accurate refills, and a large selection of over-the-counter products. So don't just take my word for it. Try Kin's Pharmacy for yourself, whether it's in the drive-thru, inside, or with mail-out service. Trust Kin's You Save Health Mart Pharmacy to care for you. Kin's Pharmacy in Crete, caring for you and about you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Talking with Coach Chris Bessler after a tough loss as Doane falls 17-10 to Dakota Wesleyan. Coach, a lot of areas of improvement for you guys from week 2 to week 3 and from week 1 to week 3. What did the game look like from the sidelines?
Yeah, I think it didn't end up the way we wanted to, but I just told the guys that, hey, we got better as a team today. We played our best game that we have so far. Now, obviously, we need to take care of the ball better and extend some drives and finish some things, but I thought the effort was very good.
So this is the first time you're going into a week coming off of a close loss in a game that a lot of people will say you guys might have, should have won. What's that going to change in practice going into a tough game on the road next week? I mean, a close one here, but a lot of improvement. Does that change things for you guys at all?
No, we need to keep, the emphasis is still going to be the same, that we need to keep playing first and play first downs and third downs better. We need to take care of the ball better. In field position, we were really, we played on the short field a lot, or a long field a lot in the first half. So, the preparation is not going to change that much, just the emphasis.
Cool. That is Coach Chris Bessler. We're bringing Joaquin Gutierrez. Coach, we appreciate your time. Joaquin, 4 receptions, 84 yards for you today. You and Cruz Kerwin obviously had a very good connection. What was the game like from your perspective?
I feel like we had a good game. We just needed to finish the ball game. Just keep driving down the field, lock in. We had too many turnovers. That's what I feel like ended up causing us to lose the game.
So that last drive, probably the best drive you guys put together all day. What was working so well on that drive specifically?
I think we were just hustling more, trying to get a touchdown to keep us alive, maybe go into OT, but we should have had that all second half.
Hard of a loss it is. A lot of areas of improvement for you guys from, like I said, to coach week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3. So how do you feel confidence-wise heading into practice this week when you're going on the road next week?
We just gotta keep moving, keep going, keep going with it, lock in, just fix our mistakes, and just keep pushing.
All right, thank you, Joaquin. Thank you. Highlights and more coming up as we wrap this one up. Doane falls 17-10 to Dakota Wesleyan this afternoon.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you gotta check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components, to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Driving by on the highway, you'd never guess what this store holds. When you walk in, rest assured this small-town vet supply store has big city selection. There's a good chance if what you're looking for isn't in the back, they can order it for you. Luckily, you'll get the small-town friendly service and knowledgeable sales staff every step of the way. From vaccine help to renting a tux for your son's wedding. See the staff at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Valley Vet Supply.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Is it time for something different? Then come out to Crete Ace Hardware, where you can view our selection of Magnum e-bikes with several different models to choose from. Your ride will be a breeze. Or maybe an IMAX scooter is more your style? And you can spice up your cookout with our large inventory of grills and smokers. From classic brands like Traeger and Weber to harder to find brands like Green Egg. Let our outstanding customer service find the right fit for you. Try something different at Crete Ace Hardware, located at 1025 Main Avenue, Crete, Nebraska.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Welcome back to Al Papik Field at Memorial Stadium. 17-10 the final. Our thanks to Joaquin Gutierrez and Chris Bessler for their time post-game. Let's take a look at our top plays from this one. Again, 17-10 would be the final. Spoiler alert, Doane comes into the ball game 0-2. Dakota Wesleyan, they would enter at 1-1. Early on in this one, Cruz Kerwin did not set the tone that Doane needed on offense. An interception on his first drive and first offensive play of the afternoon in the pass game. That one was picked off by Grayson Hansen, and then after that, field goal by Kellen Meyer up and good. That was in the second quarter. Then Frazee Wynn gets on the board with a touchdown. Little wheel route in the flat, scores from 17 yards out. Doane tacks on 6 more. PAT would be good on that. 10-0 the score. This is where things would start to go south for Doane. Jeremiah Payne muffs the punt, loses it, recovered by Dakota Wesleyan, scooped up on the play by Lucas Sirk, and then here's Jackson, tries to go up for the field goal. That one was up, and that one was good. He had missed twice earlier in the ball game, but he's able to get that one up. It makes it a 10-3 game. Things go from bad to worse for the Doane offense in the fourth quarter. This one picked off, going back the other way, in for the score. Landon Rusink, a pick 6. PAT would be no good, so that would put things at 10-9. But Dakota Wesleyan with the go-ahead touchdown from 3 yards out. Jamin Arend would cash in. They would also get a 2-point conversion to go along with that. Here's a look at that one. They bring the fullback wide receiver in motion. Keel Nelson in the flat cashes in. And now Doane with one of their best-looking offensive drives of the ball game. John DeRiso in the end zone. A lot of contact both ways here. That one falls incomplete, and that is how things would wrap up as Doane falls to 0-3. 2-1 on the year now is Dakota Wesleyan as they win this one 17-10. We'll bring Chandler Pullman in to wrap this one up. What did you think of the last play? A lot of contact both ways.
Yeah, a lot of contact both ways. A lot more contact on the defensive side. You saw John DeRiso trying to climb back to get in position to catch that ball. And, you know, he really couldn't. That's the definition of PI, is not allowing the receiver to go make a contested play on the ball. I just didn't get it from the refs there.
Well, that is how we will wrap this one up. 17-10 the final. We'll be back in a couple of weeks for more Doane football on News Channel Nebraska. For news and sports anytime, visit newschannelnebraska.com. For Chandler Pullman, I'm Jake Bartecki saying good night.